Theoladrin. Have we determined a rogue?
Yes.
Yes.
Accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally.
Maybe in the stealing of stuff.
Listen. It was testing. Right. It was testing.
It was a really shitty test.
Right.
Hey, I rolled like a 19. You just happened to roll way better than I did.
Yeah.
That's true. You
steal from Frunk.
Okay.
Let's see.
I got nothing.
You did nothing at this time.
It's true.
You would also, I think, deservedly so, murdered one of the half-orc Dram brothers, actually, and Idol then terrified the other one into silence, one would hope. Along the road, you met some outrider companions, Jflash.
Which I knew. I knew him.
Yeah, you did, actually. They greeted you warmly.
Yeah.
And with adoration, one might say. Then you fought some goblins. That was very exciting. That was actually some of the first bloodletting you did. You met Vala then at Geld after a brief mix-up at the Free Gate. Or at the Citizens Gate. Yes.
Because we don't go through the Free Gates.
Nobody ever does.
No.
Right? Not when you have forged documents. You had met Vala and Baelwyn Adris at the 9th layer. Baelwyn, had implored you to rescue her brother. You went down into deep water, which was very exciting. You had met some very interesting characters along the way, including Murtok the Magnificent in the Wonderment Emporium. You went further out to the sea caves, where you
Deepwater was that's the docks.
Yes,
the
like the lower district
of docks.
Yeah, and it's like a very working class district. Like
so not really seedy, just hard working.
It's like if you're not a really big ship or you don't know people, you might get shuffled off to Deepwater. Okay. You went back out to the sea caves. That was where Alec, the brother, was allegedly found, and you did find him.
Right.
Him, or what was left of him.
Slightly late.
Yeah, slightly left. He had perished by malfeasance.
He had a new tongue.
Yes, he did have a nice new tongue. Which, speaking of which, we get to that. Like, you could always have a nice trophy in that tongue. And who knows what a crafting resources you could. But and then and so what we have now is after an incredible battle against these undead servants, slaves, in fact, of Dandranel. The evil bard that is not the patron, but like the creator of undeath. You defeated those foes, you found the Adris fortune, you came out into the cave into a brilliant night of starlight and moonlight. So it was beautiful out.
Dragging poor Frunk behind us.
Oh, lest I forget.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Valiantly fell trying to get
rolling shitty dice.
Everybody was puking their guts out and paralyzed, and it was a nightmare.
We were doing fine.
That is true. The stench of ghasts is legendary. Not everybody was able to hold down the same amount of their biscuits.
No, my tabard. Soiled.
Are there laundromats around here? Is that...
Maybe.
Or laundromancers?
Isn't there prestidigitation? Isn't there prestidigitation you can do? Do that. So
that's true. Actually, I could just prestidigitate your tabard back to.
We may be able to do that.
All right.
That's the power of magic.
Yeah.
And its daily applications.
And it also brings people together.
Yeah. Frunk, did you that scrape with death? Did you discover anything that you'd like to bring back to the party? Anything to report? What's on the other side, Frunk?
I just heard a lot of loud, sludgy metal riffs.
Sun O is
in like a warm
side.
bath of grinding, and then there I was with the spinning pole pendant in my face.
Yes, you discovered a pendant that when you held it aloft, it actually spun, and it was Twol's visage on both sides, one frowning, one smiling, and as it spun and rested on you, it winked at you.
So that's mine now.
Yeah?
You have taken it.
Yeah.
You have acquired it.
Speaking of things to acquire, so party, you do have some treasure that you could allocate now or later if you want to, but now is always more fun. You find a curious ring. I think I told you off stream that it was a ring of deflection. I won't always be so ham-fisted about that. But for now, ring of deflection is basically +1 AC. So there is that. There's also the Twol's periaptive wound closure, but I think Frunk's made a solid case for that. 2 potions of healing and a potion of water breathing, curiously enough.
I don't need the AC one. I don't need, but I could do the healing ones, or you could do the
Yeah, where is everybody's AC at? Because I feel like I have a unfortunately low AC for how on the front lines I've been these last couple of days.
I do not know what these numbers are of which you speak, but I will gamble anyone here for that ring that is shiny and I want it.
I'm not going to be a wood elf very often anymore, so it's going to be okay. I don't need to have any extra AC.
I think Frunk can have the ring.
Would you like the ring? You should take the ring.
All right.
Take the ring. Are you guys going to roll off?
You gamble for it.
Yeah.
Pull out. I mean, I don't know that I have a deck of cards or anything.
Well, while they're gambling, I'm just going to take the healing potions and stick them in my bag.
There you go.
I'll do the same with the potion of water breathing.
There you go.
Ridiculous.
DM, what stat should we be rolling for
It's a
this
waste of
opposed gambling check?
Well, it really depends if you're going to try to do some sleight of hand or you're going to actually do a straight roll.
Oh no, cheating on the old pirate ship will get your hand cut off. Though, so I'm going to play it straight. Learned that lesson as a young lad.
Then
But you still have two hands.
Right, I saw other people. It was
okay.
the transitive property.
You didn't
of
actually
lessons.
learn the lesson.
No.
you can do dex
intuited
to
the
try
lesson.
to make a clever roll, or you can appeal to your fortune through charisma.
You could arm wrestle.
That's true.
I will arm wrestle you, Frunk, for this ring.
Hell yeah.
All right, strength it is.
Strength it is.
Strength against strength. All right.
That is a 9.
Including your modifier?
Yes.
Okay, I have a 12.
All right.
A 12.
Oh, valiantly wrestled. You have truly earned this bounty.
And I take the ring.
Yes.
And I try and squeeze it on my pinky. And it just kind of barely fits around the top knuckle. All right, AC improved.
AC improved. Yeah, the earrings have to be just on your finger.
Yeah, you could wear it as like a sweet pendant or necklace.
Maybe a piercing.
Or a piercing,
Perhaps.
yeah. A little,
And then, why couldn't you? Actually, an earring of deflection is cool too.
yeah, it has the word ring in it.
Right. All right. Well, after the treasure has been divvied, another question before you, party. So, it's one of those things I was saying, the drama of lower level for adventuring band starting out. So you have acquired the Idris family fortune, but it's a fairly large chest, relatively, and it's filled with about 1,200 and some gold pieces in coin and in other heavy finery objects. So it's not something you can just like put over one
I think
shoulder.
we should let Idle carry it.
I don't know. Frunk just established he was the strongest.
Yeah, Frunk's
is
definitely stronger.
I mean, I did expend all my strength overcoming you, so... Fine, I'll carry it.
I will aid you.
You could do that. You could also, if it would be easier than you carrying it between the two of you, you could also build a litter. There's enough flotsam and
craft a
jetsam.
litter?
Yeah, well, craft. Such a crass. No, but you could like just maybe,
No, you're gonna build one out of the existing stuff all around you.
you need one more piece of wood, unfortunately.
Well, I go break that brick and then get extra
You
wood.
get extra wood, yeah. But you could do that. You could make a makeshift litter if you wanted to, which would at least make it so that one person, a strong person, could probably pull it and not necessarily tie. But it's up to you guys. You do any number of things.
Brute forcing a more easily solved problem sounds like our style. I think we'll
For
carry
sure.
it.
That's right. Bonded by a chest. So then the other question I have for you is there's two routes you can take back. There's the more direct route, which is the way you came through deep water. And I will say, as a DM's note, it's also probably the way that will provide you with the most opportunity for some glory because you kind of put a statement on the fact you went out there. But it probably would be safer if you're trying to avoid attention if you went around.
We're not doing this to avoid attention, as far as I was aware.
No, quite the opposite.
I think garnering attention. I mean, maybe.
Also,
Can't
wasn't
speak
there...
for can't speak for our
The
elves.
faceless.
I want to be known as a hero. Let's get the attention.
Right?
Wasn't there a half-dead friend?
that we
Yes.
just left
We-
lying outside the
no.
cave.
If we go back the
Right.
way we came, we could sort of like check on him,
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
bring him with us.
Yeah, maybe.
see how his crawling is going.
Catch up with him.
Very
Yeah.
The crabs were there to help everyone.
Right.
That's true. That's true. Or at least spur him on.
Or get eaten by him.
Yeah, I
Either
think
way.
we should go through. I think we should go through Deepwater.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna put my soiled tabard on, full of blood and guts. Unfortunately,
I'm gonna
both of
cast
which are my own.
prestidigitation.
No!
To soil it more.
Oh, excellent, perfect. Thank you. very much.
All right. So yes, you guys make pretty good progress through the way back. You do actually get to the spot where you had left Hafir, which was Alex's friend. And you do actually see that maybe 50 yards up at a good clip. He's like, and he is in fact stumbling, shuffling at times. Maybe he's undead. But he is actually making progress, and he hears you. He's like, oh, the 9 other guy. Oh, hey, how is it going? He seems happy to see you.
Let's bring him. Yeah, I mean,
We're good.
Well, yeah, we're good.
We've rescued this treasure from your dead companion.
And then actually at that, he asks you, what happened to Alec?
It was unfortunate. He had a tongue.
Well, he's always had a tongue.
Not like this tongue. And he smelled poorly.
He was never...
Worse than our elf. That elf. The wood elf.
I take another 10 steps away,
Right.
upwind, because fuck you.
Straight the musk of
He was dead, but still moving.
And then he was normal dead afterwards.
And then he's now,
Now he's-
actual dead.
Think that now you've done a great service.
Yeah.
You've done a great service for my friend. If I had anything to give you, I would. But
I think we're okay. We got it. We got it.
But if you need assistance,
I would dearly love it. Mighty warriors, might I get a ride on that chest?
Sure.
Yeah, how about
Oh, he's like, and how about a boost? Okay, thanks. He gets up there. He's actually not that heavy anymore, which is like...
so
we fashioned a litter.
from a meta, out of character, at a meta standpoint, have we leveled up?
Yes. Has everybody, actually. This is a great question.
So how does it? So if so, this is just a higher level rules question. If you've leveled up, sort of in actual shit going on.
Oh, right.
So I haven't, like, I've leveled up, now I have access to spells. However, I have not had time to pray to the gods who I don't quite understand.
Right.
So I haven't been able to prepare any type of spells. Like, how does that normally work? Because normally leveling up is like a rest thing.
Yes. What I care about is when you expend stuff, that if it requires a short rest or a long rest, that you do that. I don't really care that much, like, oh no, you didn't have enough time to pray or whatever. It's basically just like that. I kind of hand wave something.
So in theory, I could do some slight healing on
Why not?
this
Magic is
fellow.
Cool. Lay down some magic.
Yeah, so I would like to, before he jumps up on this crate and further emburdens my fellow faceless, I would like to try to heal him up a little
All
bit.
right.
I'm just gonna throw out there that unless I don't understand the level up rules either, I'm still at 1 health, right?
Are you?
That's probably fair.
Oh, then you would have
because-
drank that potion. One of the 2 potions of
Probably.
healing. I would have just given it straight to you.
Or we could take a short rest, which only takes half an hour,
Yeah.
and you could expend your newly earned hit die for reaching level 2.
Boom.
To get some good points
Rulesing it.
Do you want to rest? Just quickly retcon a little, so you rested outside the cave before pushing back.
Is Alec going to be okay?
Darn it, man! You just ruined it, Jared. I mean, well, no, you are Jared, and that. Yes, then he will be. I was kind of excited to see an expired half year. It's like if only we had rested.
I'm here to help.
That's true.
We reloaded the save, rested, found him dead, went back, didn't rest, rescued him again, then rested.
We have all these potions and just coolness. I can heal people now, so I can help with that.
Yep, that is 100% true and very cool. You
I
do have
also,
some
as a
spells.
2nd level bard, since I just hit 2nd level, I just learned Song of Rest. So if we do a short rest, we can also get healed up an additional.
No, nice.
That would be great because everybody probably has. I mean, or most folks have. A little bit of damage.
I did not take any damage.
No damage.
No, I just puked.
I would.
And missed multiple times.
Dignity damage is
Right,
not
yeah.
actually.
No, not for me.
Right.
Like for me, I things were great.
Yeah, right.
So we're doing the
None
rest,
better.
Yes.
and we get an extra 1d6 when we rest with you. Is that how it works?
That sounds now.
Oh,
Actual bardic.
What the shit? This was not the band I thought I was going to be in, but it's okay.
Okay.
We've done the props.
Inspiration. You have inspiration. You play that guitar.
Tingles, man.
My heart sings.
Wait, props
Yay.
equal inspiration? This is cheap.
You know?
If I brought you some cake, would I get inspiration?
There's like
Maybe.
a twig outside I can hold. Like,
Yeah.
No, you have to turn into an actual bear for your prop.
have you seen this?
He's already there.
Inspiration.
All right, +1.
So everybody gets an extra D6 of healing there.
Nice.
Which I don't need to use.
Cool,
I
cool.
didn't take any.
I used it and greatly appreciated it.
Yeah, same.
To the hilt. So yeah, so then you find Heftier again, and you make your way back in. And as you actually get into deep water, it's let's say it's early morning by the time you get in. It was a bit. It was several hours up the road from when you went in. So it's early morning. Some of the wharf is starting to wake up. Some of the fishermen are coming out. Some of the sailors and what have you are doing their thing. And as you lug the chest, what is the marching order, by the way? Just curious.
I'll take front.
Right? Jflash, you are in the front.
And then probably the chest so people can see our victory. So the two of us.
Cool. Right? So you get walking with that, and then
I'll be a couple steps behind. Just a few feet.
in case they drop anything.
Plus, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Out of the chest
Yes.
accidentally.
Anything falls out.
I'll be hanging out with Idle to prevent, if anything falls out, disappearing anywhere.
All right.
Do you have anything in your pockets?
I don't really have pockets.
No pockets?
It's a wood
Well,
elf.
what's even the point?
I mean, he can sew a pocket for you.
Yeah, hey.
Which is odd when you think about it. But as you go down the street, actually, and you see like the bustle of the district, it suddenly separates in front of you. The crowd actually separates in front of you, and you see
It's working.
right?
It's working.
A person with short black hair and an ugly scar that runs jagged across his face. He's holding a large bludgeon in one hand, and next to him is an even larger brute of a fellow with just cut off sleeves, rippled with muscles, but also a little bit gone to hay in the midsection.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. There's really nothing wrong with that.
It's a fine-looking man. Hold there, fine-looking men who split the crowd. What can we do for you?
The shorter person with the ugly scar steps forward and says, "I heard you were looking around for my two men, and I think you've got something there that's mine." And he motions, and Half-Ear goes, "Me?" Like, "No, not you, you fucking dimwit. I'm talking about that chest."
This is not your chest, I'm afraid. This is...
Elwyn's.
Yes, her chest. Her brother went with your men out to the coast. Does this ring a bell to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they went fucking crazy and they had weird tongues and they were dead and we had to kill them.
He kind of like that sort of like, okay, whatever. He files that under like somebody else's problem.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, that was for a ship. And I believe she bought that ship and it's mine now. Or it's the treasure's mine now.
I actually think the ship still is yours now, to be honest.
You do, by the way, see the captain's name is Durkin of the
Yeah.
Blue Gamble.
Yeah.
You like actually see him in the crowd kind of.
You're like, Durkin. Durkin.
Yeah, it's his ship.
It's his ship.
Oh, that's not my name. That's not my name.
Yep.
He like scurries away at it being called out. Quickly, passive perception. What is everybody's passive perception?
16?
16.
11.
13.
12.
14.
All right. Well, you all nail it. Actually, while these two are talking, you also see above you two people, one on either side, with crossbows that are like aiming down at you.
Ah.
And Fisk says,
Bullshit.
right, this is a bullshit encounter. He says, "I think you should reconsider."
Can I motion to you to try to coordinate putting the chest down? Because I think we're going to need our hands. But that was done silently.
Oh yeah, you're so in lockstep from carrying it that you know exactly.
How close am I to him?
Well, you're in the back,
Right.
so I would say he would have confronted you, probably give you like 20, I'll say 30 feet, just because.
That's exactly the distance of charm person.
Oh,
So,
you basically, here's the thing, Varys, you can absolutely, on when combat is joined, or if you want to, you can definitely do that. What?
No, go ahead. So,
I would say as the chest settles down, and certainly you're free to interject your moment with combat, but as the chest settles down, the last thing his name's Fisk, the leader of the Peelers. Fisk says, "That's good. That's what I thought. Now just walk away, Outrider."
So, with my puked out tabard, guards tabard, we're going straight for. I think we're going to intimidate. Like, basically, this is not a fight you want. Not after what we just went through with the tongues and the dead people.
I'd like to aid that check if possible with a meaningful drawing of axes.
Okay.
Yep.
A meaningful drawing of axes. I like that. So you can do, I believe, is it an intimidate roll as well that you do to aid, or is it simply with a good rationale you just...
I think as long as I'm trained in it, I just give it to him.
Okay, cool. And then that's at advantage?
I
Or
believe
just a
so.
plus two?
For the aid action.
I'll roll two 20-sided dice.
During this moment, I'm about to talk to both of them, and then you both are pulling out. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Do you want to interject something first? This is happening, but...
It's how quietly can I interject this moment?
How quietly can I slip away and disappear into the crowd?
You can very quietly do that.
I mean, hopefully.
But yeah, so the right hide check.
God damn it.
What'd you get?
It's not a nat one.
That's
It's a 9.
All
That's
right.
what it is.
Rolled very well, so let's hold that for a second. If you want to interject to the party, you should probably do it stridently, not quietly. Because they're
That seems almost out of character.
cocked and loaded, I know, but here's the thing, it's going forward. Roll your intimidate.
With a-
you see this happening.
Do I have with an advantage?
Yeah.
So
The roll's
20.
done.
That's pretty good. All right, you definitely see the main guy, Fisk, like, doesn't back down because he knows that's a lot of money, but you do see his muscle kind of like, kind of take a step back. Like, maybe we should reconsider this. Right? So that seems to have had some effect on the muscle.
Right.
Idle, as you're starting to slip away, you actually hear one of the crossbowmen go like, "We got the rogue on the move!" So
Thanks
that's
a lot.
Right. Thanks a lot. Ceiling spy.
How far away is...
Well, it's not a very tall area. I'd say like maybe 25 up. These are not very towering buildings in this particular area. They do have half cover, but...
Oh, that's fine. I want to Misty Step up next to him.
That is super cool. Varys, did you want to do something? After this, we're going to roll initiative.
Are we still in the intimidation possibility?
That seems to have passed.
That seems to have passed. All right, then I'm gonna make an attack move style move. I'm gonna cast a fairy fire.
Okay, as you do that, let's roll initiative. Combat is joined. I don't know where that. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Tracy, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
What?
I forsake
I rolled
that die
initiative.
forever.
But yes,
that's
yes,
a weighted-
this is
that's
the
a weighted
it is.
dice.
It's a different die.
Is it plus dex? Is that?
Yes.
6.
If that had also
Okay,
been
so
a 3, I would have
gracious.
laughed.
Well, you have
Both of
nothing
these
to
dice are
worry
cancelled.
about. Oh, do we have cards?
They should be.
I mean, I've got a whole
around us.
stack of them.
Oh, that'll work. That'll work for now. All right, so 20. Anybody beat a 20? How about a 15?
Got 19.
I'm up 16.
19. Anybody beat 19? You said 16, Varys? All right. How about a 14?
I got a 14.
Woo! Look at that. And then a 12, 10, 9, 8. Really, 7.
7.
All right, 7. What is your 7? Idle. What is your dex?
It is +4.
All right.
Rogue.
Nice. Yeah, rogue for the
rolled a
win.
3
Also
twice.
elf.
I was mostly wowing at the 3 that implied.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, then there's
Thanks.
that.
Yeah.
I got a natural 6.
You're on a 6. You're on a 6.
Yeah.
All right, Jflash. There's more glory in the end of the order.
I
That's
guess.
the truth.
Yeah. There's more glory.
All right. Well, Mr. Frunk, you see everybody basically battle is going to be joined. Spells are in the air. Maybe a little bit of magic is in the air. The crowd is safely away from all of you. but it's clear that they're like, oh, like they're going to be some throwing down. This might be the coolest thing ever. So, Frunk.
I'm up first.
Yes.
There was a 20.
No, there's no 20. I say anybody beat a 20. You always start.
That was just him intimidating us.
Anybody beat a 28.
That was persuade. That was intimidation.
Do you have at least 60 hit points? No? Oh, well.
How good is your guess?
So, what I think I'm going to do...
Any minute now.
How far are we away from them?
From our
30 feet, I was saying.
Okay, so...
Very generously, one move.
Okay.
It just works out that way.
Okay. So, I'm going to begin...
Well, just a point of order. You also know Varys is saying, like, I'm going to cast a spell. So you'd also hold your action for Varys to do that, or you go. I won't interject like that, but just like feature.
You might like it.
Okay, so I'm going to kick things off by stepping forward and casting Dissonant Whispers at the leader of the gang here.
Oh, that is cool.
So this is where I whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of my choosing can hear, which will be this guy.
Yes.
And he is racked with terrible pain and must make a wisdom saving throw.
Wow. That is so cool.
Dissonant
Whispers, you say.
So
And that is, sorry, what's that save?
wisdom saving throw.
DC
Okay, how do I determine that?
be 8, probably, plus proficiency, plus your main spellcasting attribute.
Yeah, so 11.
11? Oh, that was cocked. I swear it. All right. Okay, he doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it? Okay. So on a failed save, he takes 3d6 psychic damage.
Oh, my.
Wait a minute, that's a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's you. That is a lot. That's
what the
great.
shit?
Spells are
This is
cool.
the first level spell?
Yeah, spells are cool.
7.
7 total points?
7 psychic
I
damage
guess
and must
technically mine
immediately
is 2
use its
extra
reaction,
damage.
if available, to move as far
that's
as its
true.
speed allows away from you.
But you have to
It
successfully hit them
doesn't.
with an
He does not
attack.
actually have a reaction, or at least not one that you're aware of.
He can't move into obvious danger. And I think that's
I think
all
he's
that
already
matters.
moved into obvious danger.
Yeah.
It's a faceless.
That's right.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
That's what I got.
the pain of it. Varys, you're up now.
All right, so I'm going to.
Was that the leader?
Yeah, Fisk.
So I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the two guys in front of me because it's a 20-foot cube, so I can't get the other archers. And so what this is going to do
You
is
can move up if you want to. I mean, if you move and cast, you will be able to get.
Interesting. I don't want to necessarily do that because I have a bonus action after this that will be an enjoyable thing to do. So I outline them in a color. I'm going to choose violet light. So they're like glowing, and any creature in the area in the spells cast is outlined in this light. So their objects that they have on them is colored as well. Their sword, their axe, their bottles they carry upon their belts. And so if they fail a dexterity saving throw, then for the duration of our fight, any attack rolled against them will have advantage.
Neat.
Yeah, it's super great, right?
great.
Fairy Fire for the win.
So, dex saving throw.
All right, dex saving throw, which I am very surreptitiously looking up. Of course, nobody has a great dex saving throw in this day and age. And what is the DC on that?
It would be your spellcasting DC.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
So it'll be 8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom as a druid.
8, and plus wisdom, so 14? Is that correct?
Sounds good to me.
Cool.
Okay. Sadly, the crossbowmen, and perhaps because
Well, they're out of range.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we get it. The two figures, Fisk and his muscle, they both actually get wreathed in this fire. Like,
Cool.
"No!" And actually, the one clearly actually gives everybody advantage on their turn. So yeah, it's all good. Cool. You wreathed them in like. By the way, technically, it's objects too.
Yeah,
right?
so it's everything
it's
that
really
they're. So if they throw something or whatnot, all.
There it is. Watch out.
Yeah. Well, and so all of this also is emitting light. So if we're in a dark area, they're beacons.
Right.
They're
and
torches.
Right.
Oh yeah,
So-
and the treasure lights up in gold, so you know to pick it up.
And then I turn into perfect. And then I turn into a bear.
That's an incredible sequence.
There we go.
Kind of buried the lead there.
Oh
Man, I barely got that pun. So I heal
Things are
a
getting hairy.
1d8 real quick.
I can't bear this.
So I heal. So I heal my normal self to back up to full,
Yes.
and I use one of my transformations. But now I'm a brown bear, and so
How does that even work?
Oh, okay. So what's really nice about this is all my stuff molds into me. So it's almost like a space-time continuum thing where it's kind of like one moment, probability I was a wood elf, and then the other one, no, I'm a brown bear who remembers everything that you guys had done together. I can't really talk very well, but I'm very smart for a bear. Mm-hmm. I'm smarter than the average bear.
Oh.
So just slightly dumber than your wood elf.
I'm actually smarter than you still. And then I assume that I can't move and maul anything because I cast a spell first.
Yeah, so you attacked, or you did the spell.
I did the spell, and then now I'm a bear.
But was that a bonus action to shift shape?
The bear is a bonus action.
Well, believe it or not, you can still do your move.
Okay.
This is just
You
incredible.
can move, but not another attack.
Yeah, you can actually move up to your walking speed, which is probably 30, although the bear might be different.
It's the bear's actually pretty fast. 40 feet is bear speed.
Goodness gracious.
So I menacingly move forward next to my lovely Frunk, and I roar at them to add to the intimidate because I just
can you stand up on the two bare legs?
do you have a ball or a unicycle? Because I think that's more.
I have a tabard covered in puke and blood. Own.
I stand up on my 2 feet then. That's enough.
That is incredible. And when you do that, you actually hear a couple of, could it be delighted children or perhaps just delighted sailors squealing? It's hard to know for sure. Oh, he turned into a bear.
The circus is in town.
This is great fun. Diedrick, you're up.
I'm gonna use my 6 seconds worth of speech this round to respond to those whispers in the audience and go, "That's right, folks, the circus is in town." And then I'm going to close.
The circus of pain.
I'm gonna close half the distance to these guys, and I'm gonna try to angle myself so I can hit the two of them with my cold breath, but miss my friends. Is that a fair angle I could hit?
But aren't they on fire?
Yeah, because they're not even really super up there yet. They've been casting range stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit both of them with my dragon breath. So they make con saves of DC 13.
All right. Let's see, small yours. Con saves of DC 13. First.
I don't think
Miss. No. They're going to take the full brunt of your breath.
All right. They take, 10 cold damage each.
Okay. That is formidable.
And then I'm going to use my action surge. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to throw an axe at one of them. I'll throw it at the muscle. Mm-hmm. And this has advantage, right, from Fairy Fire?
Yep.
All right. So that's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
9 damage.
All right.
The difference is between level 1 and 2.
Really, I know.
I can't wait for level 3.
All right. That was a nice crack
Gonna be a letdown.
right in the meat of his chest. Idle. Now, you haven't slipped away unseen.
I misty stepped.
What's that?
I misty stepped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I'm
that's
up on
right.
the roof.
So you misty step. Which one? To the left or to the right?
Oh, the one that called out that I was moving.
To the left.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that rapscallion.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So you appear, and the crossbowman was like looking, and then you're right there, and he's like, "Oh, holy shit!" Right? And like kind of like so brings back, and also you're threatening a ranged person, so it's not good to bring a crossbow to a ladron fight.
No.
Yes. So, what do you want to do?
I would like to stab him with the dagger.
Okay.
How do you
Stab
do this?
away.
Let's try this dice.
Good course of action.
Oh my god.
Well, it's worse.
I can't-
That's worse.
Well, yeah, it is worse.
We need Idle to have a new die stat.
I guess. Well, we're gonna start recycling these old ones. Maybe they've got it out of their system. I'm gonna use my bonus action to try and stab him with my other dagger.
All right.
That's
a much
more like
better
it.
dagger.
Okay,
That's
that's
absolutely
21.
21 is way hit.
Yay. This is 8 damage.
All right, 8 damage. All right, it's a good stab. And in the process, you can see he's dropping his crossbow and starting to pull out his scimitar. And actually, too, I guess he was standing up. So, yeah, so he's already engaged in the fight. Next up, is the two muscles in the front. So, let's see. Is anybody directly engaged with Fisk and the Muscle Court? You just breathed on them, right?
Yeah,
I think we're all at a distance here.
I'm 15 feet away.
All right. They're definitely going to run up and try to engage you
All right.
because you're the closest person. All right, he says very gratefully.
This is how it plays out in my dreams.
Yes. So
Just come to me.
First, the Muscle Court actually runs up to you and swings his scimitar at you, and I don't think a 12 hits.
It won't.
No, it will not. Right? So, also, he was pretty rattled by the earlier display, so that it's probably like he's not really swinging with his whole head
On top of that, the tiny wood elf turned into a bear.
That's also true. Actually, and they're terrified of that, too. They don't see a lot of bears in the ocean. True story. So that's pretty terrifying.
It's like an episode of Discovery Channel for them.
Right.
But worse.
So then, Fisk, the leader, comes up and he's like, "You're gonna go down, Dragon Man!" And he like swings, and he's rolling an advantage because he's got a buddy next to him.
Yep.
Yoo-hoo. I bet a 17 plus 4, I bet a 21 hits.
Yeah, sure does.
Okay. That is a strike for 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And then he actually comes around on another backswing and attacks again. Oh, wow. But actually, like, loses part of his club, and the attack unceremoniously ends. And that's that attack.
All right.
Next up would be Jflash.
So we have archers.
Yes.
We have these two, both of which have taken a ton of damage.
They have taken a lot of damage. I would say
a bear.
yes. They look pretty beat up, but not yet ready to drop. There's a unmolested crossbowman up on the right side
Can't
of the
do
street.
anything about him.
Really, no ranged.
No.
I guess that fits your idiom.
Right.
But then across the way, you see that Idol has engaged that crossbow person. Is probably sure.
All right, so I guess I'm just gonna try to whack one of these guys who are attacking
Okay.
my crewmates.
Muscle or leader?
Longsword.
All right, longsword.
Two-handed longsword.
Going after the muscle or the leader?
Let's just get the muscle.
Okay.
Let's just take care
I
of
was
the
already
muscle.
scared of you.
Yeah.
That actually is true. That is true.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna run up and bash him with my sword.
All right. Scimitar shaking slightly at your approach.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. 9.
9 does not, unfortunately. Perhaps he's shaking so much he threw you off.
Right.
You're like,
Yeah.
just stand still in terror.
Yeah, no, I just really not my bag. The swinging of weapons. It's not who I am.
It's not who you are. I get
I've got to
that.
come to terms with that.
Yes. It's so weird. You will. You'll have your days, you flat. All right, so the uncontested crossbowman's going to take first shot here just because it's actually going to shoot at you.
Sounds great.
A good solid miss. That is a thump into the doorway. You see one of the proprietors. Well, that's my shop. No worries about that. The crossbow person, now actually a scimitar wielder, Idle on you. Mm-hmm. He pulls out his scimitar and he's like, I'm going to make short work of you, elf. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
All right. Surprisingly, the threat had some bite behind it for 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's it. We go back to the top of the order. Frunk. Things feel okay. Huh?
So we've got leader just engage with you.
Yep.
And muscle just
Just kidding.
got.
I'm just brushing
soft
stuff off of
breeze.
his back.
Yeah.
Off of
We're
his
we're side by side against
muscled,
the-
oily back. Really.
Okay. Well, I'm going to charge up to the leader, and I don't know what the position here is. I was gonna see if I can, if they're engaged up near each other, see if I can just like body slam check the guy into his muscle and collide them together.
Oh, that's fun.
Tackle.
Why not? The it's right now we're playing drama tactical, or the tactics of drama. So if it's good and it kind of makes sense narratively, we'll do it.
Cool.
Yes. All right. So you're bull rushing. Is that a thing still? Or are you just trying to shove the person?
Yeah, I'm charging in and just like full on linebacker tackle this guy into his friend and try and knock him down. And
I know what we'll do. We'll do opposed strength. So you're going after the leader, trying to shove him into his muscle.
yeah.
All right. Let's do it. He's like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah, that's 10.
I got a 7.
Ooh.
So you actually, perhaps you didn't think on the slick cobblestones of the dewy morning you were really going to get purchased, but maybe he didn't either. You're like,
Yep.
"Pool." He's like, "Whoa," and crashes right into his muscle. It's like, "Whoa, boss, are you okay?" Just roll D4. Give me some damage for the blow.
Unarmed damage.
To 1.
A 1? Well, add your strength to it.
Oh, okay. A 5.
A 5. See, that's not so much. I love that. Even the easiest of blows.
As a bear, I look impressed.
All right. Yeah, the muscle got pretty cracked, and they both are actually able to stay up on their feet, though, which is surprising. He's like, Varys, you're up.
Would it be out of character for me to ask the group for some strategy in this regard?
You're a
I'm
bear.
currently a bear. I can hear and I can understand totally normally.
What would a bear
Smash.
do?
Yeah, no, smash. Ordinarily, I try to keep the super meta table talk to a minimum,
Okay.
like when it gets really convoluted. Like,
All
you
right.
talk after or before battles.
Cool. Well, in this moment, I'm looking. This looks like these two guys are handled, and bears can climb. And there's a guy who's uncontested on the roof. So I'm going for up the roof. How tall is the building?
About 20 feet.
Okay, so I have 30 climbing feet. So, and with 40 run. So if I give myself, how wide's the street?
It's if you're trying to get up the building, and then I think that you can do it. If you dash, you can definitely do it.
Well, I want to maul the guy when I'm up there. I'm a bear. This is what I'll do.
I have 30. Sure. Yes.
Yay!
All right. Bear ball.
Useful.
Yeah, right.
So
Look at the small wood elf go.
I want to describe this from the perspective of the archer who's aiming down and he's waiting, trying to take his next shot, and the bear just starts running up the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then the moment of like, there's no way that thing's too big, and then I pass the first story. He's like, that thing I thought was too big. Now my claws are over the edge. And now the person has stopped thinking, because that's
probably.
panic button has hit, and then I will start with my bears do double attacks.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go mouth bite this guy first. Mouth bite. And so
As opposed to the claw bite.
the claw
Right.
comes second.
Yeah, when the
It's a bite claw, not a claw bite.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so that's a melee weapon and it's pierce. I'm gonna need help on what I'm supposed to do. So a +5 to hit.
Yeah, let's do it. So you roll, and you're just going to go
roll
get
a
D20.
Roll a d20.
Always D20.
All right,
D20.
so I rolled a 4, so
Plus
that's
5,
9.
so 9.
Okay, 9. You don't actually get him, but
Okay.
maybe it's because after that whole huge, and you go, like he's just out of reach.
So I missed that. So I roll again for a swipe after this
Okay.
then. So I roll again, and I got an 18 plus 5.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
So,
great. Yeah.
so I swipe the guy, and
Yes,
that's
you do.
roll 2d6 plus
Maybe
4.
you just have like a really short snout.
Roll this, so
Oh,
6,
nice.
That's great.
5,
11 plus 4.
Plus your strength, probably.
plus 4,
bear strength.
Yeah.
15.
15 points of damage, you say?
I guess.
Wow, that is incredible.
Okay.
Nice. All right, you hit him so hard, he's like, "Whoa!" and he almost falls off the side of the ledge, but doesn't. But just like, really quite a blow. Diedrick,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Well, this has been a surprising round.
A turn of revelations.
I'm pretty pissed off about Fisk actually hitting me with a weapon.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go the other way.
Right.
So I'm gonna pull out one of my other hand axes to replace the one I threw and hit him twice. And these both have advantage because of fairy fire. Mm-hmm. Sweet. All right. So the first one will be with advantage. It's a 10.
You guys, we
All
can't
right,
keep doing
it's-
this.
Should I have rolled with it?
Oh
yes!
Oh yeah, you should have.
Oh, well, you guys have to stay on that. I can't
Motherfucker.
Processor's overloaded.
All right. Second axe.
Sorry.
I'm
That
gonna roll
one's-
with double advantage.
I'm a bear.
That was an 18
That hits.
and 5 damage.
All right,
To
5
Fisk.
damage. Fisk is super duper bloody and looks like he's ready to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see the DM's frame rate drop, just
Drop frames.
drop frames. There's lag.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do about that. That was great.
Yeah, that's it for me.
idle right before you. You can hear the crowd from your vantage, like, oh, there's a bear, there's an action. Like, people are just enjoying the heck out of this. This really is a great day in Deepwater.
Better than a hanging.
Right, much better than a queue hauling. So yes, you're up.
All right, I'm attempting to stab again with my 2 daggers.
Okay.
Okay.
One hits.
I keep rolling 3s. The other one is fine. The other one is it's at least 20. There's math.
Yeah, 20 works. 20 works for sure. You only need to get an 11, just if that helps.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 6 damage.
6 damage, 6 of the damages. All right. You perforate him a little bit.
Stabbity.
And he's also kind of like scanning around and seeing how badly this battle appears like. They did not count on misty stepping elves and bears from the woods and
Very fire.
funky bardic music and just a Gildy's Outrider, tabard state notwithstanding.
Not doing much of it.
A towering dragon warrior wielding
Loud and
axes.
obnoxious.
This is not the
Sometimes
scam
that's
they were
enough.
looking for.
That's all I got.
So I don't. Okay, this guy. So now, Fisk is going to attack Diedrick. He's going to try to attack you.
All right.
It's a 15 hit.
Miss.
Miss.
Just
He
barely.
missed. Okay.
All right, and he
Dance
does the thing.
around it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like maybe he's cold still from the breath affecting him. 18.
That will hit.
Okay.
All right.
18.
Too much
Can I-
dancing.
so-
Dance into the other one.
Right.
So the proficiency I took, the fighting style I took was protection.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So I would like to, since we're right next to each other, I have a shield.
Can you interject that? Like when
When
an
a creature
ally gets hit?
you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Oh, that's great. So how does it work if I attack?
So it's
with
my
it?
reaction.
Right.
I don't know.
So
It's
actually,
just that you get one reaction per round.
yeah, no, that's
Boom,
great.
I'm using it.
I think the way that is awesome. I think
So
I'm gonna
disadvantage.
re-roll one die because so in the future I think what would happen is you would do that before the person rolled because then they'd roll at disadvantage. Right. All right. But it was a hit. 7 plus 4, 11.
Miss.
See? So and let's
Nice.
ease it.
I'm useful. I am useful.
Absolutely. That blow, which did hit before you and repose yourself, you see this big bludgeon
It's
coming
coming
at
right
you.
for my face.
And then boom, dun 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 dun, and there it is, Jflash. That is excellent.
Anything where I don't have to roll, I can be okay at.
Right. The muscle that's actually standing next to you guys, like, looks at this entire scene. He's like, nope, fuck this. Drops his scimitar and disengages and books. And then you hear people like, yeah, look at him run away, court, you ass.
Can we use our reaction to attack him?
Yeah, I think so. If you've got a reaction that you can use.
Yeah, so I haven't used mine yet, so I'll hit him with an axe, please.
All right, yeah, right in the back.
So is
That's
that
it.
still advantage?
Yeah, of course.
I probably don't need it on this one. Yes. 17 to hit and 5 more damage.
All right, so that is enough to kill the muscle dead.
Okay.
You monster. How much was it?
5.
Yeah, 5. Oh, actually, I apologize. It was the other dude.
Okay.
He still has a few hit points left.
Yeah, it's not murder. He's fine.
Right.
He does
Why are you
have
judging
an
me like
axe
this?
stuck in his back.
It's just assault, not murder.
Good way.
Right. But on the plus side, he's leaving more blood if you want to track him down later.
A lot.
Well, you'll need your axe back.
Actually, the bear
I
can
held
part
on
of
to
the
the
scent.
I have keen smell. Actually, that is 100% an ability of the bear.
Oh my god.
Jflash, you see this guy running away. You see Fisk. Looks like Fisk is his pride is going to make him go down swinging. He's
Yeah?
standing in front of you.
Oh, well, I will help him go down by swinging.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Advantage.
And now, I have advantage. So
Yes,
okay.
you do. Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to use that one.
I'm using it. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna get rid of more bad rolls. Is that 18 plus 3, 21?
Oh, that absolutely hits.
All right. So we are 1d10,
Mm-hmm. Plus strength.
which is plus 1.
All right. Come on, Jflash.
4.
Even with the strength?
It's 3 plus 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not strong. That is not my forte.
You're strong of spirit.
But I am. That's
Yes.
I don't
Can
know
he
what.
add that to his weapon?
Is there
Yeah.
a weapon that uses a charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah, my spell.
Because
cast.
you know what? Because the 9 favor the bold and the selfless, and that interpose him so good. You actually do just enough damage to kill him. As your longsword runs through, it's "Roar!" and suddenly you're a little bit closer to him because of the the thrust. It's like, all I wanted to do was steal and kill and plunder. Is that so wrong? And then he dies on your blade.
I have nothing to say to him.
No, I mean, and if you did, you'd have to.
I just take it out and wipe my blade on the tavern. At this point.
Right.
It just makes the
right.
sword dirtier.
And then I wipe the puke back on.
The crossbow person being currently mauled by the bear also basically says, screw this, I'm out of here, and starts running away. Now, they do the disengage action, so I don't believe you can take an opportunity attack.
I don't know how that works as a bear.
I looked at, if you go disengage, you just, look away.
Okay.
So this person just, runs away from the bear. Not surprisingly, although the bear usually can run faster than people, that's that.
Often
Same
you just
thing-
want to make a lot of noise to scare the bear.
Same thing with you. I don't like when the crossbow person, now scimitar person, sees the leadership and muscle killed and running away. They have no heart for this fight, right? So there's I yield, throws the scimitar down, and then starts running away, disengage. No. Of course, they both make tantalizing line of sight targets if you feel like it.
I want to try to capture the guy. I don't want to, because I think...
Would you like to bear hug him?
Oh my gosh. I want to barely maul him, okay? Just gently.
Just the bare essentials.
Yeah. Tooth and claw, same kind of thing. But, so I want to go tackle after this guy. I can run at 40 feet kind of thing, so I should be able to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, the
How does he get off the roof, actually? 'Cause-
he's running clumsily.
okay.
I mean, also, I think the bear would too. This would be quite a scene to see a bear chasing a human across the steepled roofs.
I don't know about my jumping ability, but I can climb
I don't think bears are known for their jumping ability.
Right. I can climb as well as a person can run on flat ground, according to the thing. But if the guy makes a clearing or something. But I want to try to go for this guy. So am I climbing on the roof? So
All right, I'll tell you what, just to speed things along, because actually this encounter, for all intents and purposes, is done. The field is yours. The field is
I'm
yours.
filled with a blood rage.
If you want to try to run the person down, I'm sure that you probably can.
Cool.
Yes. And same thing if you want to try to capture the person, or you want to let him go, or punitively throw a dagger in their back. All of those are options.
He disengaged, so I assume I don't have a chance to just
No
gently
oppie.
kick him off the roof.
No oppie, but I mean, on your turn, you could try to also run the person down and give him one
I'm
of
gonna
those.
quietly suggest to Jflash, our marketing guy, that he just announce to these fleeing individuals, along with everybody else in earshot,
Yes.
that the faceless aren't to be fucked with.
Yes! I jump up on the chest!
If I could only give you inspiration twice.
Yeah,
Yes,
I jump up on the chest.
That's a perfect stage.
That's where you're going! Run away!
Right.
Run away! Walk away!
Somebody from the crowd says, "Adventurer, what is your name?"
We are the faceless!
The faceless, I know. The faceless. So one
Even
thing,
though we have faces.
right, that's slightly confusing, but
It's okay!
still,
It'll be fine.
but very evocative. It's cool. This runs through the crowd because something that you realize is that the Peelers, even though by Geld's lofty standards, are pretty low, lowbrow gang. Down here, they had everybody in a vice grip. And you've effectively crushed them and driven them out in a way that probably they won't be able to recover from, or at least not for a long time, and suddenly lifted this, this scourge. So what I'm saying is they're very freaking grateful to the Faceless for doing this. And you actually do also see Murtok the Magnificent now, hanging from a lamppost, ha ha! Ha ha! You've done it, my friends! And then you see him pull up maybe it was a kerchief, and he goes... And then there's a dove, and he's like, "A freedom!" And then it starts to, and it gets away from him. He goes, "No, my deposit is ruined." The bird flies away. So it is. But everybody seems to be really psyched by this. Something that I want to add is, we were talking a little bit about the party thing. So because of this, you get a fame point. I haven't figured out yet how we're going to do the cards, but I really like the idea that as you advance with these milestones and you do things to earn stuff, you get some fame points, and that'll be the party's experience for how you can level up as you go through the chords.
Nice.
So somebody could be party fame point, or you can just keep track of that. We'll figure it out later. All right.
Spokesman.
Jflash.
I
Right,
will,
Jflash
I will
steps
keep
up.
our fame points
You got
close to my dirty tabard.
Touch your dirty heart. Yeah, everybody's like, that's really excited. Anything else that you would like to do with your adoring fans?
So I'm walking, or actually I'm a bear. So I'm 4-legged walking, holding this guy by the back of his shirt, kind of thing. And he's just kind of like, I'm just not moving. Play dead. It's a bear. And I go to the edge, and I'm looking down. I'm trying to figure out how to climb down with a person in my mouth. Do I need to roll like a athletics check to climb down? Cool.
Nah, not for this. We're gonna come.
Cool. All right. So, what do you guys want me to do? Anything with this thing? I brought it back like a cat with its proud prize.
Just drop it in front of us.
Just
Yeah.
Right.
and
Is it still alive?
yes. It's
It's
just,
got a
I
name.
prod it with my nose, and
It's
the person's just like just looking at her. It's like, please tell it to go away.
I'm not telling anyone to go away.
Yeah. All right.
All right, I'm taking him with us.
Right.
All right. Well, eventually, like you're the burglar
Yeah, I'm taking him with us.
in your mouth.
I'm holding it, but
That's a little impractical.
I have another hour and 55 minutes of my bear form. I'm
Yes.
using it.
It becomes progressively harder as a bear to wrangle a dude by the scruff through the crowd eventually, and like plus the
They're not parting for the bear.
Let the poor sniper go. He's learned his lesson, and he will
has.
tell the tale of how greatly we defeated him.
As a bear.
I sadly
Yeah.
open my mouth, slobber on this guy's entire back.
Yes.
I'm just kind of looking at and then he walks, limps, bloody away.
Yes.
I don't turn out of
Well,
a bear yet, though. I'm
yes.
still a bear.
All right.
We understand.
Yes.
Hey, I got
Yes.
stabbed a little bit.
Oh, would you like some help?
Yes, please.
I could do that. I could either cure some light wounds, or I could just. I still have some lay on hands.
It's definitely what I would call a light wound.
All right, I will cure some light wounds.
Excellent.
All right.
I'm
Cool.
gonna cast a spell.
Yes.
I've never cast a spell in 5th
Yes,
edition.
cast a spell.
Am I casting it? So I roll against charisma.
No, I think for this one all you
It's
have
not
to
an
do
attack.
is.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, you just cast it, and then Idle just.
There you go. I'm curing light wounds.
I think you do have to roll for how much you
How
heal.
How many wounds do I get to lightly cure? Or actually, it's not. It's just cure wound.
Yeah, I think your wound's like let's say 2d6
It's
plus.
1d8 plus my spell casting modifier, so +4.
And while that is going on, you know that you're supposed to meet.
That's a d20.
That's it, yeah.
And
that
you
would
also
be-
rolled
that
a
would
1.
be sweet. No, it's 7. That's a
It's a
7.
7. It is a 7. Okay.
You end up doing damage.
So 6.
Yay, that's enough.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is great. You know that
Useful!
you've been useful. Come
I
on,
can be
Jflash.
even further useful by
Yes.
healing people.
Right.
Yeah.
You know that you're supposed to meet Vala and Bilwin back at the places the Dragon Horde, which was another darn play on words. So that was actually placed up on the Street of Valor, and it's supposed to be like this evening was when they were hoping that you would return to some word.
All right.
All right, before we get there, breaking bad news. This is new to me, but we've told 2 people so far about the undead person who we were supposed to rescue. Both of them reacted pretty negatively. Maybe we find some way to soften this message so that they're more likely to pay us more money.
As a bear, I'm a master of honey and sweet words. Throw in some more puns. I'm a bear. I don't have any charisma.
Yeah, to us you just went.
And I imagine that I have about half an hour left.
I feel like we could probably parlay this into further fame somehow. Undead. I feel like it.
So you're saying
Undead
play
are
up
really
the
serious.
bad news.
Yeah, that was sort of my initial thinking.
Could they have been more zombified?
They probably. That tongue is getting longer every time I tell the story.
I like this direction. Forget what I said before.
You're sure? I mean, we should talk through.
No,
it.
I generally
My
take the
dragony
advice
friend.
of paladins.
All right. I mean, undead. That's pretty bad stuff.
Right.
Because that's not like that is really
There's-
not a known
no.
thing. Right?
That's
it's not
like
there's random-
very
It's not like
dark.
Diablo. It's not like I'm going to go out in the back. There's
It's not even
skeletons
like
and
a
shit.
more traditional D&D where you're like, oh sure, you went down to the cemetery and you had the. It's not even like that. Like, it's a horrific thing because to be one of the high races and then to be trapped in that cycle, which is unique tragedy, like that's terrible. So it's kind of like if you thought if you had a soul, it'd be burned out of you.
I don't know anything about this soul stuff.
Right?
Really. So I really feel like I'm just gonna double down on like, this is crazy.
This is crazy stuff, man. I thought he was dead. All right. You go back up through the streets. So you've got a plan. The afternoon goes. Ferris, you realize that as you go in bear form in Geld is a city. Geld is a very cosmopolitan city, and they're not used to having bears wandering around. So the city watch actually is like, oh, stand back, bear, stand back. And it seems like a pretty serious deal. Like, people are freaking out.
Don't worry, he's an elf.
He's
Has
fine.
an elf.
He's with
Has
us.
our fame spread?
No.
Not nearly enough.
What if
What if one of us was riding him?
Don't interrupt me. I have a great idea. What
I
if we
planned this
make
to you
him a
about
little jacket?
That is adorable.
And a hat.
Yes, and a hat. Okay, so
I
we
can
need.
wear it when I'm an elf too. I can
Or
grow
you could
into
ride
it.
him.
I mean, the jacket is way cooler.
Let's make sure that the jacket has like a little handle
So for riding.
for riding.
Yeah, these aren't mutually exclusive ideas.
That's true. On the back of the
I feel
jacket,
like
it could
one
be.
could happen immediately, where the other may take some amount of time because the dude who could sew us a jacket is a bear.
I'm sitting on my haunches, clacking my large
That is a
talons
good
to
point.
demonstrate my inability to
The
do
guard
it.
quickly interjects, if I may, that would be adorable.
Right. What could we do, guards, to prove to you that he is of no threat to anyone? Should I make him stand? Dance to music.
Ride a unicycle.
So the guards look at you and think, I think that would do it.
Varys, could you put on a show for us?
Roar! 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 Roar!
This is not embarrassing at all.
Embarrassing.
People start playing some bars.
Roar! It's been 2 hours. I'm an elf.
But
Yay! I'm still. Oh, don't keep playing. I'm
that was a wonderful thing. And in fact, in the process, you made about 50 copper pieces.
You're welcome.
Busking. There we
Yeah, just
go.
like-
Yeah.
I'll get working on the jacket immediately.
What, like this, did it work?
Yes, it did.
Alright.
Yes, it did. In fact, after a while, the guards took their leave, but you were raking in the copper, so why stop?
Just kept going.
Yeah, I was like, oh, don't leave good money on the street. So yes, you go. You finally, it's going to be about that time. Unless you want to do anything before you get to the meeting, we can just like progress forward to that point, which is like the appointed hour when you were going to meet Vala and Balin at the Dragon Horde.
Sounds good.
We probably don't need to rest. I think we're all pretty well taken care of.
I am 6 points shy of being full health, but
Yeah, I think we're fine.
I won't be able to do any fairy fire again if I don't have another
You've
rest.
done more than enough.
Yeah.
wait, do you,
My
you don't
tiny
get
woodland
spell slots
friend.
back on short rest, right?
Long rest.
Only long rest.
Yeah,
So.
we're gonna have to rest tonight.
Right.
But I think
Okay.
yeah, we should just head towards
Yep.
it.
Well, you're able to get straight into the Dragon Horde, in part because you are with a dragon person, but also just because you now have like a little bit more, presence about you as you go. Like you're cut above the average voyeur adventurer wannabe. You get in.
I'm also covered in puke and blood.
That's a really good point. Like,
Yeah, we have not washed.
they're used to people coming out like that, not in.
Yeah, that's not helping us get into bars the way you think it is.
So you make your way through the crowd. It's a great motif. It in fact does look like flying dragons hanging from the ceiling and painted in like coins painted on all the walls. And you see Vala and Balin in the back. Balin, of course, is looking very nervous. You see her even as you approach, chewing her lip. She sees your approach and she says, "Adventurers, what word?" And Vala kind of can suss out looking at you, and she just kind of looks down and lets you speak.
Well, we have the chest,
We have the
right?
chest, yeah.
So we should drop the.
As loudly as possible.
Boom. All right. The club stops. People look at it, and then no. But Balin is like that. That's the coin, our family fortune. But what of my brother?
So the news is not good.
What happened?
Listen, we don't know exactly what happened before we got there. But when we arrived... Stop that! This is very serious.
It was just ghastly.
It was truly horrible. It pains me even to speak of it. But he had become something
Go on.
Very gross. Sorry.
dead but still walking.
Oh god, one of Gandradale's servants.
We were forced to put him out of his misery.
She kind of, like, I'm not going to say brightens, but lifts up, like, with some vestige of hope. And she's like, he doesn't walk the earth accursed anymore?
No.
Oh, thank you.
He had a real long tongue.
As in life. As in life. Yes, so she weeps. She thanks you. After hearing a little bit more about the tale, she decides and says very forthrightly, like, I don't think the maritime merchant life is going to be for me. I'm going to find somewhere else, perhaps, to strike my fortune, but not in this awful city.
Inland.
Right? She pays you the 300 gold pieces. I assume, like, she takes the chest and some people will help her out with it.
She just has huge guns.
Yes.
She just picks it up, puts it on the table like it's nothing.
I could have saved him on my own.
Yeah, right. She goes and takes it away. She gives you 300 gold pieces and actually an additional 100 gold pieces as a bonus because she is very grateful for the fact that, and actually even as she does, she says, and also for your mercy and your discretion, because it's kind of a stain on the family name to say your brother was in fact a ghast or a ghoul.
It's quite
Bad time to mention that we're going to use this adventure to build our legend and tell as many people about it as possible.
Just change the names. All right. That would be fine, right? To protect the innocent. So Balewin takes her leave with again.
I give her the locket back.
Oh, right. She goes, when you presented this to my brother, did he roll at disadvantage?
He totally did.
Oh,
Totally
that's
did.
totally why I gave it to you. I knew it would work.
Well played.
I make sure that no one else is watching and catch up to her just to say, even in Undeath, he was worried about protecting you. But you should know that. I slip back and make sure no one saw me.
Well said, Frunk.
We all
nice.
saw it.
No, you didn't. That was a wonderful little moment. It's
I
like
have really good
even more
perception,
strange.
so I noticed.
Frunk is the most heartless among us. I've always said so.
She thanks you profusely. Like that's a moment of actual connection. That she's like, "Thank you." You gather back around the table, and Vala kind of is looking at you now with new consideration. She's like,
I'm gonna get some drinks.
"All right." All right, she's looking at everyone but Varys with new consideration. Let me say,
Be nice.
but do that. She's like, wow, so aghast, really. Like, and the thing too is, you know, in the parlance of a lot of adventurers, a little bullshitting and hyperbole is par for the course. So in her asking this too, it's kind of like, for real?
Did we bring
Right.
anything back?
I was wondering if you brought the tongue back.
Yeah. I think that we talked about it and we didn't. But in my mind, I was like, we should probably have brought something back to prove that this was a thing, but I'm not sure that we actually did.
If you want to have, you can.
Okay, yeah. Whatever that thing is.
You've been pretty into the tongue, so
Yeah, I brought the tongue. I
really feel like
I
you
brought
were-
his whole lore jaw back.
And the ghast was not alone. There was another undead with him.
And actually, Vala surprises you and says, a ghoul?
Sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Sounds yes.
Unless you can think of a different undead that would be more impressive.
Hey, she looks impressed as it is because it's pretty rare. She's like, no, it's not unknown for creatures like that, although rare, to have to raise other companions and snare them in the same curse. Wow. Well, the Faceless then off to a good start, and I hope you spread the good word with the people of Deepwater.
Yes.
Yes, they're well aware of our deeds.
Excellent. And any loose ends that we should be afraid of?
Everything came to a grisly end.
Okay. All right. That's very good. That's very good. Okay. She like kind of leans back and she's like, well, picks up her wine, swirls it a little bit. Are you ready for a new job?
Always.
All right. Dryport. Ever been there? Unless you have a really good reason, timeout, is you probably haven't. Because Dryport is super, super far to the east. And it's not a place that people mostly go to because when the water receded, it sort of became its own thing. But you might, and if you want to tell me that you did, just tell me why. And
Guild Outriders never make it quite that far.
they don't ride that out.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think that's probably true. It's also, like, among the free cities, beyond Bayward, because of that track, becomes a lot more inhospitable.
Right.
And Geld's like, yeah, no. The Dryport's
It's
really-
podunk.
And it's
Yeah.
more dry than port, so I wouldn't have rated it in my pirating.
Actually, you couldn't even get
It's actually landlocked.
It's actually landlocked.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I hate this place.
Right.
People have told me about it. I don't see the point.
Yes. It's far enough east that it's actually even the topography itself is different. It's a lot more arid. It's a lot more, I'm not going to say like sand desert, but like stony expanse and stuff like that. Probably not. You grew up in Geld and then went to Bayward. That's a long trek to get to Dryport. And you probably know it all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's probably an excuse. Well, I have, and it's amazing. Truly awe-inspiring and old. Very, very old. But we have a client who, for now, wishes to remain anonymous. He believes there's something very important hidden away somewhere in the abandoned quarters of Dryport, which you recall, people only live in a little slice of Dryport, and the majority of the city is abandoned. It's a city because once the sea receded, people fell back to a small location, and everything else is just searing ruins. He believes there's something very important hidden away somewhere in the abandoned quarters. It's an old laboratory or library. The Syrian translation, and you know that Syrian is a very hard language to translate. Very few people do it at all. The Syrian translation is very muddy. Libraries, laboratories. Maybe they thought a library was some kind of laboratory of thought. I don't know. But what I do know is that your job is to find this library and then clear it, secure it, and then send word to our client who will meet you with reinforcements. But you are going to have to go into Dryport proper to find this location. I'm sorry, I don't have any more details right now. Yes, I don't.
When you say clear it, is that implying that it's full of nasties?
It's implied that it's full of unknown. We don't know. The client hasn't said one way or the other. What I can tell you, having been to Dryport before, is that the people that actually live in the easternmost portion that still keeps the city viable, they don't travel into the abandoned quarters.
That means there might be nobody there.
It
Yeah,
could be
could be.
totally
Definitely,
empty.
there's going to be no one there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you know,
Optimism.
Not a soul.
right. Just one bear.
Is there anyone in Dryport to meet with us and give us more information?
Yes. Thank you, Diedrick. That's a great transition, Diedrick.
I have proficiency in conversation transitions.
Right?
Clearly.
I don't have that one.
but not-
I would
but
think
not
that I would have it. It's not
Yes.
on my list.
When you travel to Dryport and go to the populated area, go to the Weave District. The Weave District. You'll meet a contact there by
How
the
is
name
that
of
spelled?
Weav.
Oh, thank God it's not a pun.
Nice.
Oh, you thought it was?
Maybe a little bit.
No, the Weave.
Like we were weaving to go there soon.
No, I don't even know what the pun would have been. In any case, there's a tavern.
We've left.
There's a tavern called, and here is a pun, the Drought of Spirits.
Damn it!
Yes, the drought.
I don't get it.
Well, because it's Dryport, and it's a Draught of spirits. It's a drought of spirits.
Right.
It works on multiple.
Draft.
Do I have to
You're
roll to
British.
get it?
There you will meet. There you will meet our client's emissary.
I still don't get it.
I'll give you an advantage roll. Named Amuk-Sul, which is for the note takers. AMUK space SUL. Amuk-Sul, who is in the Weave District at the Tavern Drought of Spirits. Now, when you talk to Amuk, he will be able to tell you more about the actual location that you're to go to. And as I said, that's all I know for sure. Our client is very secretive and didn't want to even impart half the information that I eventually got out of him. However, I was able to get one other thing out of our client, which is 500 gold pieces up front and another 1,000 gold pieces by the completion of this particular job, not including the glory you'll have plumbing the depths of the ancient Syrian ruins. Am I right, friends?
That's
Faceless?
So much glory.
So much glory.
So much gold.
And so much gold. Which, by the way,
For those of us who don't really care too much about the glory,
right. But
there's gold.
You know what I'm saying? Actually, and that is, if you're right, like, every kind of campaign and game is different things. 1,500 gold pieces is a ton of money. You'd be living well for a very long time. You would live well for the rest of your life.
I don't need a lot.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I could blow
It'll
through
keep
that
you in
pretty
berries.
quick.
So, are there stores that people could go to buy armor or weapons?
Yes,
or?
and actually, we're going to do that after this particular video.
Gotcha.
Give you some downtime. So that's what Vala is like. Just to be super clear about the party's goal, right? Travel to Dryport, go there to the populated eastern portion of Dryport, ancient city of Sirens. Find Amaksul at the Weave District in the Drought of Spirits Tavern, and he will put you the rest of the way forward. So with that, Vala does say, do you have any other questions for me, such that I could answer?
Will you drink with us? You are part of this victory as well.
I will drink with you, Dragon Man.
I was going to actually ask a question, but that seems fine too, I guess.
All right. Well, they're already drinking, but you can still ask questions.
I'm super interested if she can find any more information about these dead things.
About the actual
I have a
undead?
tongue.
Oh, right. All right. When you put that out, I was like,
Another for her.
Jflash! Whoa, put that stinky thing. And it does reek, by the way. If you think a ghast smells bad on the outside,
Right.
imagine the tongue. And they don't.
It's not. It hasn't dried yet.
Oh no, it's still plenty unmoist. It's unmoist. Yes. So no, this is terrible smell. In fact, some of the other patrons could start to be like, oh god, and they kind of scatter a little bit. And I was like, oh, put that away. Impressive trophy, though, I admit.
Yeah, I'm just interested in as much information about this as she can get.
There are probably wizards in Geld, yeah, and some naturalists or unnaturalists undead. They could probably actually talk more about undead if that was something that you wanted to do. Yeah, and that's something she could definitely. She points you in the direction. Of,
Cool.
Like,
I put it away.
All right.
Not that I have any Tupperware or anything like that keeps the stench out.
Roll it up in your tabard and tie off.
Why not? Yeah, that's a really mighty bad smell now that I think about it. It really, really is. But you find a way to like stow the stench.
I just give it to the widow.
Yeah, you've been blaming it on him this whole time anyway.
Yeah, I'm not taking that.
Actually, if you had it on you and then turned into a bear, probably that's a really interesting metaphysical question. But I would say,
Does it absorb into me?
yeah, do you smell?
I don't really want a tool that had belonged to the undead god of all things evil inside of me.
Right.
Like that's I have a long enough tongue as a
Well,
bear.
you're no fun.
It's
So
like,
yes, so the night is spent drinking with Vala.
Guys, how are we divvying up the gold?
Evenly. We all shared in this victory.
Vala actually wipes her mouth and says, "That reminds me, by the way, my cut. Actually, on 300 is 20%, so that'll be 60. I'll let you keep the bonus because that really was well done." So she just
this was never negotiated.
Oh yeah, she said she was going to have a cut.
She's not
she said,
specifically what it was.
Yeah, so she takes her cut.
Would like to know, I wasn't there for this, so I would actually like to see the paperwork. I mean, you guys did sign something, right?
There was no signing.
There was no, okay.
So no legally binding.
Okay.
Just adventuring.
We are gonna have to go through some procedures. We're gonna have to sit down and talk about how, as a group, we do these things. So
Sounds
this
great.
is for all of our
Top
protection.
shelf stream content.
Listen,
HR plays D&D with
and initial here.
I just want to make sure that we all get the most gold for our effort. Come on.
Yes, certainly. I was like, well, you know what? We're turning a corner, all of us, aren't we? Like, the cut of the jobs that I find, this next one's going to pay you quite a bit of money. So I think we're all going to be pretty happy about that.
Are you still taking 20%?
Yes.
Do you take 20% of the 500 that we're being paid up front?
No. I won't.
Okay.
We might
Now,
need
do
it.
you take that 20% later when the remaining 1,000 is paid to us?
I'm gonna
or
I'm gonna spit in my hand and hold it out to Val.
All right. He's like, "Ah!"
We signed.
I'm gonna spit on both of their hands while they're doing it. Just because.
The gas tongue comes in. Now it's official. Oh, yes, you've gassed up. So, yeah, so the night is spent. Raucous. Eventually, Vala tries, like, hey, by the way, I don't know, it's true. I don't know that you were part of the Bayward crew, so that's a really interesting thing. Because she's like, you come in with everybody. She's like, yeah, right on. I always expected you. Idle, is it?
Idle. Yeah, they picked me up along the way.
All right.
You threw a knife into a person.
I threw a knife to the wrong person, actually. Funny story. I did kill the person I was meaning to kill, though, so it all worked out.
Great stick-with-itness. That's what's important. Yes. All right. Well, the night passes in revelry, I assume, and some great... And it's nice, too, because you get the chance to bond with Vala a little bit more and kind of do that thing. And then at whatever time you decide, you stumble home to rooms that you can rent at a very modest fee, so you don't even worry about it. And the night passes, and the morning comes. Now, this is the downtime, so this is what I like to say. Two things happen. Well, one thing for sure happens, and then to the rest. Jflash, at the inn where you're at, there's a summons from the High Commander of the Gildese Outriders.
Yes.
It's been a couple days since you've been reported at the Citizens Gate. Ordinarily, you would check in, like with the barracks a little bit sooner, so probably the commander's wondering where you are. However, it is a little unusual that it's actually the High Commander specifically that wants to talk to you and not just like your watch commander. So that is an immediate thing you should go do.
All right.
Party, Jflash takes his leave, but the rest of you have downtime that you can use to just figure out what you want to do, and we can briefly talk about it. If you've got some bookwork or whatever.
This is before we've rested or after we've rested?
This is the night. So after you've rested, you're all well rested, everybody's back up.
So you just full heal.
Yeah, I think so. Couldn't you just take your surges and just do your thing? Yeah, and if you...
if it's a short rest, then we have to use surges. If it's a long rest, we get it.
This is a long rest.
Okay, so
this
we get
is
everything back.
all night.
Yeah, so everything resets.
Yes. Minus a tiny bit of beer drinking. Not a big deal. So yeah, if you want to buy gear, the total pull that you had, I believe I had it right there, was 340 gold pieces.
Plus the 500 bonus.
Yes, plus the 500 bonus. So now 840 gold pieces. Something else, before I get to Jflash, something else for the party maybe to mull around is getting to Dryport is a very long journey. And you can do it by land or by sea, technically. So you can be thinking about the ways that you would want to do that.
Is there a fast travel option?
There's not yet, because
We
you haven't unlocked
that tower.
You haven't unlocked Dryport yet, exactly. So while you're doing that, thinking about that, and you guys, if you don't mind, you can certainly quietly suss things out. Wow.
All right, on my way to this, I'm going to find a glass container with a stopper and stick the tongue in that.
Good idea.
All right.
Right, so I have it.
That's very good.
I'm going to use this as a prop, by the way. I'm also covered in, my tabard's covered in disgust.
That is very good.
So, yeah, I'm going to, yeah.
You're going to go. So as you're walking up, one thing that also you do know, like it's widely rumored, you're sure it's probably true. The commander's office actually has a very strong enchantment on it. It's we call it a zone of truth. But what the enchantment actually is you are compelled to tell the truth when you talk. However, you can certainly, and you can try to. But the thing is, you have to tell the truth to the best of your ability.
I'm okay.
Jflash, a pitter pattering running up behind you. I'm part of the Gildese too, so I want to be here with you.
Oh my goodness! All right.
You weren't invited, and this isn't that.
But I don't want to be away from Jflash.
That you guys can sort out, but you know that this is actually.
Yeah, this is bad.
Can I hide under the tabard?
I don't think that would work.
What if I became very small?
Oh no! This seems like it's a bad idea.
I sulk super hard. The most sad eyes.
I mean, you can come, but you'd have to stay outside.
You could stay out in the waiting room.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right, I'm going to do that.
Probably. I mean, it is a military.
But I'm in the group. I was recruited.
This has nothing to do with that.
And really,
But you need your guard.
Really recruit you. You just came along.
I
Wow,
disappointed.
the zone of truth comes out.
Hold on. So
I was compelled to say that.
What a radius of that spell. What a radius.
So I sat. I look super sad, and it sounds like that you won't let me continue on with you.
I mean, you can follow me, but like once we get here, like I really have to focus.
Yeah,
on
this
thing.
is the
Like
high
this is my
commander.
boss's boss.
All right, so
It's like
of the
I
city.
am going to meet with Kevin Sujihara.
Right.
Me.
I mean, not anymore.
I mean, technically not.
Okay, we're a little too live for that one. All right, guys, a little too live for that one. All right. So we would.
That's what we call downtime.
That's good.
Welcome to our last stream, folks.
If there's anyone who needs a director of technical art, please. At Matlin.
And then I get a call into an office. Like, this is super meta.
All right.
So you guys are doing that. So Jflash, you're going there. You got the so
We
truthfully on-
chased Bob away.
what?
We chased Bob away.
I know.
I'm done. It's smoke bomb. He
drops-
doesn't have smoke bombs. It's a bar.
He drops the loot.
Right.
Yeah, did we get his money now?
Okay.
So you go up there to the office and go through, and as you go through progressively more. Hold on, this is right. You go through progressively more gates. You realize that this is
Yeah, it's a big deal.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And you go up, of course.
This
to
may be
the-
an AT&T level.
Yeah, it's probably right. You're getting
Yeah.
flown out,
Yeah. I'm on a private jet.
I think we should stop making those comparisons.
Okay.
and you knock on the door. Of course, you hear a deep voice, "Come in."
All right.
Door opens up. You see there, Commander Bjorn.
Oh, Bjorn.
Yes.
Yeah, like the baby Bjorn.
Yes. Now, very quickly, Jflash, what is your wisdom? Are you proficient in a whiz? You are proficient in a whiz save.
Yeah.
And what is your total on a Cha whiz save with proficiency?
+4. Well, what skill?
That's
so my
okay.
wisdom is my saving throw is +4
Okay.
for wisdom.
You walk in. You see the commander behind his very large desk. You see
The big desk.
Yes, and
Have
there's
I've met the commander before, or not really?
No, actually, you've only
Whoa.
seen him sometimes in meetings. It's like- yeah.
Pictures painted of him.
Right. Yes, perhaps, or on parade.
Town hall
Yeah.
live streams.
Okay.
So you see it, and he's like, but he greets you warmly, and you do feel the effect of the spell come over you. Actually, it doesn't feel particularly invasive, but definitely you're like, oh, I'm compelled to tell the truth now.
Yeah.
He goes, please, Jflash. And then he kind of like pauses and he really takes you in for a minute.
Nice.
He's like,
Good.
come in, please. And then
Sorry about my appearance.
Yes.
It's been a few days.
It says, Lieutenant Trask. And so it comes in, it's like, sir, please bring covering for the chair that Jflash is going to sit on. It's like, right away, sir. So he sets that down. You sit down. It's like, well, how have you been, son?
It's been a rough few days, to say the least.
Yes, well, you wear it proudly.
Yes. I have not yet had time to change
Into
clean clothes.
uniform.
Yes, a clean uniform. Yes.
Indeed.
I had time to change into a clean uniform.
Indeed. So, what are you up to these days in the fair city of Geld? I heard that you are, and like he's like, I believe I saw. Oh yes, here it is. A report that you went into the Citizens Gate with a rather eccentric band of recruits.
Yeah, we had been out at Bayward. Bayward,
yes.
I would know that.
You would absolutely know that.
I would absolutely not have stumbled upon that.
I'm not guilty. You're guilty.
Yeah. And came back with a number of folks who wanted to band up together. And on the way back, we were sort of a young woman from the town had fallen in some very hard times, and immediately we felt we needed to come to her assistance.
Yes. Being yourself and your outreacher?
Yeah, the group that I had brought back. It seemed very urgent to me.
I see. And where is that band now?
They are still back at wherever we slept for the night. The name of the place that I would have remembered.
Right? Like, we slept it off of the street of Ballard.
Yeah, we didn't even drink that much.
Right. Yes, you did. Zone of truth. We drank a ton, man. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah, I gotta lay it out straight.
Yeah, I'm still hung.
But more importantly,
yes,
while we were helping this woman, we came across this.
All right. He sits it down.
Yeah.
By the night.
Her brother, apparently, something had happened to him and one of his comrades.
Her brother?
This woman who's in severe distress and asked for our assistance.
Our assistance? You see, what's the problem is, like, he doesn't get that you are the Faceless. Because technically, his R is the Guildies Outriders. And so he's kind of like, he's like, our assistants? You're referring to the Outriders?
No, I'm referring to the group that I was with at the time.
All right, at this, kind of like cuts to the chase a little bit, and he says, Jflash, have you formed an adventuring band?
I have formed it.
A zone.
I have. Guilty.
Right, straight to it.
Right. All right. He kind of like steeples.
We have heard the call. And it was a very loud call.
That is to be respected.
It was deafening.
What is the name of your band?
We're the Faceless. Yeah, which doesn't make much sense since we all have faces.
Did you shop it around or just went right to it?
We just went straight. We went straight there. It was by the
Sometimes you gotta shoot from the hip.
There. Yeah, the hip was shot.
Yeah. So then, what are your plans for the future? I assume you cannot be an outrider.
I feel like I'm going to have to resign from the Outriders. It lays heavy upon my heart. Actually, it does, because it's pretty much all I've known for very long.
It is actually true. And you have.
And I was really pretty good at it.
There.
Really.
Yeah, you were.
I thought so.
No, you absolutely were. And actually, it's interesting that he says as much. He kind of like thinks about it as, all right, I would of course ask you to turn in your tabard, but
you can have it.
I'm gonna let you keep that one.
Thank you.
But there is another matter of some concern. There's a report. Yes, it's right here. The person that
how do you do that?
The elf, an Eladrin. This in particular was interesting because you hear a knock at the door, and then he kind of looks at you and he goes, well, we're going to know soon enough in a moment, aren't we? And then he leans back, come in, the door opens up, and you see 3 figures walk in.
What have you got me into?
Each in dark, deep burgundy cloaks. They file in.
Is there like a badass drone just having smoke?
Well, actually, one thing that's also very subtle that you notice is like as they're approaching, you actually see the commander like make a subtle gesture and then like say a couple words, and the zone of truth falls away from you. Oh. And then they come in, and you know who these are. These are arbiters of the Rune Academy. And they're very rare. They don't actually walk the streets of Bayward. They don't do that.
Do they float?
In story and song, of course, yes. It's like, yeah.
But not in actuality.
Yes, but in actuality, they just kind of glide in their deep burgundy cloaks, and you see them like kind of array. One is a woman with long raven black hair. She pulls her cloak back and smiles radiantly at you, and in a way, kind of almost puts you at ease immediately because
I'm super comfortable.
Well, you know the
Feeling
charisma,
great.
folk.
Yeah.
She
you
comes
speak
in
the same language.
Right?
You speak it better.
I'll sing. And then the other man to her right, like, pulls his cloak back to close cropped hair. He's got a more taciturn expression on his face.
Not as much charisma.
Not as much. There's something else going on.
yeah.
And the third figure actually
where's the pants
remains
here?
in full regalia with the hood drawn, but you actually see with just a piercing gaze. As they walk in, the man and the woman, sit down, and the third gentleman in the back with the cowl still just like sits there and just is looking at you. The gentleman that sits down also is like kind of looking at you, and then the woman sits down and is like, "Thank you so much, Commander, for taking the opportunity to see us in this short notice. Hello, you must be Jflash."
I am, yeah. That's true.
Well met, we've heard a lot about you.
You have.
Well,
That's great.
your story and song must continue.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Glad someone's singing it.
I just want to cut to the chase.
That sounds great.
We've had some interesting times in Bayward at the Academy.
Okay.
And I think that you can help with this, Jflash.
All
I
right.
certainly hope so. When we were traveling up the high road to come here, we stopped in Bourges, and actually there was quite a lot of tales on people's tongues at the, what was it again, Derek? The halfway house. That's right, the halfway house.
Oh, with the orcs and things.
Yeah.
Those guys.
That makes a great tale. It does.
They were a trip.
And then it seems like you had met the acquaintance of someone. What was it? An Eladrin. That's right. Rare. Is it not, Inquisitor Voss? And the guys, it is definitely most rare.
The Eladrin's rare.
Very rare. Very, very rare.
Ah.
Yes. Actually, that's one thing to know. The Eladrins are hot when it comes to whoa, I can't believe, there are only so many.
Why didn't we know this? As a meta question.
Oh, as a meta question? Yeah, you would. It's DMG race. What are you going to do?
All right.
Right? Alt off the books.
It's in a book.
It is actually
literally in a book.
It is in the Dungeon Master's book. One moment, because I don't want to get anything wrong here. It's what are your plans these days, Jflash? What did you do after Bourges? With this band, I've heard you traveled with?
Yeah, we came back as a group.
And is that because you have recruits in the Outriders now?
We started out as recruits, but now we're an adventuring band. And I was just here giving my resignation to my family of families, the Outriders.
Oh, by the way, this woman introduced herself as Natasha. It's important because Natasha takes a moment when you say that you just did resignation. Yep. She's her eyes steeple up. She's amazed by this. She goes, "Really? A former Outrider? That is so incredibly brave."
Oh.
I mean, to give up the protection of Geld and the Outriders like that. Now, that is an interesting thing because, as you know, being an Outrider has a certain amount of protection that comes with it. And Natasha's fascinating. So no longer an Outrider then. And
I don't know if it's technically taken place yet.
When you say
I have to ask my commander.
Well, Captain Dorn actually is sitting there, commander, who's actually sitting there steepled and not really engaging. When you say I'm no longer an Outrider, you actually perceive that he's kind of wish you hadn't said that.
All right,
that
excellent.
Natasha is oh, incredible. So no longer an Outrider.
I'm not quite sure that's taken hold yet, but yes, that's the current plan.
Well, you know the Rune Academy loves a great song and a story of adventuring bands. Tell me about your companions. Who did you find in this band?
I found a dragon, a bard,
a dragonborn,
a small little wood elf that turns into a bear,
a druid, yes,
yeah,
a beast shaper,
and this Eladrin.
The Eladrin.
That I know very little about.
We know very little about Eladrins too, do we not, Inquisitor Voss? We do not. Tell me about the Eladrin. What was she like? What was her name again?
Idle.
Idle.
Yes.
She looks at Derek, and the other one's right, Idle. Okay.
I'm a good paladin. Of course, I'm gonna answer these right.
You're sweating a little.
I'm not even sweating. It's just this is great. These people seem to know what they're doing.
Yes, it's so. I'm sorry, Commander, what was it? And the commander reluctantly says it was this, and hands the etching over. He's like, Siren, such a rare find. Do you mind if I keep this? And the commander's like, you may. Like, thank you. And then she kind of looks on the other side, goes, I suppose that's a forgery attempt? They laugh a little bit like, well, in any case.
You're not even here and you're getting
It's like, puts it away. It's like, well, so then, please, for our songs, for the songs that the Rune Academy will someday sing about the Faceless, where are you off to next?
I'm not
Former
really...
Outrider.
Former Outrider. Do I did I write it down?
Well, you would probably know. It's fairly fresh that you're
Right,
in the airport.
that was
However, you don't have to say that, but you would have to try to bluff.
Oh no, I'm gonna say it.
All right.
It's Dryport.
Dryport.
Yeah.
We're heading to Dryport. We have
Dryport.
another job in Dryport.
All right, they're just like quiet from it, all three of them in their dark burgundy cloaks looking at you. It's like, interesting.
Yes.
Ancient home of the Sirens. Well, do you know what I'm thinking, Derek? He's like, I do not. It's like, I'm thinking you're going to pass by Bayward, Jflash. You and your band, you have to see us at the Rune Academy. Please, it would be our honor to feast
That
you.
sounds fantastic.
Well then, excellent. I believe... Is there anything else that you would like
Do you
to
know
ask?
anything about this dog?
Right. I was like, oh, right?
I took this out of a dead dude who was walking.
It's like,
It's crazy.
Kid was like, oh, good God, please, Jflash, put that away.
I didn't take it out of the. It's in the.
I know, but
stopper
it's still
thing.
pretty nasty.
All right.
Now there's more selling tabards. You put away for a second. Natasha kind of does. Her eyes raise at that, kind of hitch, and then she says, I believe we have everything we need, do we not, Inquisitor Voss? And he's like, Jflash has given us everything that we required.
Nothing.
All right, and then they look at it, and Natasha leans forward and says, the elongated tongue, the stench, and the essence of Dandranel, which still lingers even now over that accursed thing. It was a ghast, was it not? And a tortured soul at that?
Sure.
It must have been quite a battle for you.
It was.
Well, then... And she kind of looks at
I rolled
you.
a bunch of twos.
She looks at
Really
you for a
shitty.
moment with actual, a glimmer of real respect.
Right.
And she's like...
And I haven't garnered that during this meeting?
Well,
Covered
see,
in
that's
puke
the thing.
and blood?
She wears a facade of flattery, right? But at this, actually, she's it's like, there must have been quite a battle. And they both, even Derek finally is kind of looks at you. Inquisitor Voss, of course, continues to steeple and furrow. But with that, they're like, well, thank you so much. We've already taken up too much of your time.
You're welcome.
Yes, Jflash! I definitely hope we will be seeing you again very soon.
Excellent.
And to the Faceless, best of luck
Right.
for story and song.
Rock on. Yeah.
They sweep out. The door shuts. The commander sits there for a moment longer and he says, do you know that in all my years of being the commander...
You're going to say something bad about
I'm going to say
right?
that the arbiters of the Rune Academy have only visited me 3 times, and always because of the very gravest of issues to their order.
Yeah. Seemed weird.
It seemed very
I
weird.
didn't quite understand that whole gloomy.
He looks for it and says,
this.
son,
Yeah.
piece of advice.
Yep.
I don't know who this idol is,
No.
but I would seriously consider cutting her loose.
Okay.
And if you decide not to,
But it's Tracy.
I would seriously,
I want to play D&D with Tracy.
I would seriously consider giving Bayward a very wide berth.
That sounds really good.
All right.
All right.
Hey, he leans back. He's like, "Best of luck to you, son."
Thank you.
Thanks. Now we're done.
I'm out.
That didn't go so bad.
No. It didn't. This-
Hi!
Is Barry still there?
Yes, and actually, on the way in, something you did notice, the bards, because they weren't trying too hard to hide it from you, they totally totally oh yeah, I know who that is. And then when they sweep back out, they impress your image, it looks like, one last time, and then they leave. And they're not nice when they enter or leave.
Gotcha. And it's so as a.
But they don't pay him any attention?
No, they pay him. They pay him very
Oh,
purposeful attention. Right. It's just basically they don't need to play pretend with Varys. So it's just because right outside the commander's office, there's like I got you.
I learned from Jflash that you never break eye contact. So I look at all three of them the best I can.
Stuck on the edge of the couch.
Right. I'm making sure they remember me.
Yes. All right, so party back.
So ironically, on the other side of town.
Oh, this is gonna go great.
So Idle and I had been discussing breaking into the office that stole her paper to get it back.
Yeah.
Oh, that is very
Yeah, we
interesting.
gotta do that. I don't know.
Drywall. They call it drywall because.
I prefer drywall.
Yes. We do like a couple of like general roles if you want to kind of like work through that because that could be like a super deep thing, and obviously now we all know
It's to whatever level you want to play it out.
All right.
I think we did obviously invite Frunk along at least.
Frunk also wasn't mentioned in the group. It's
well, you mentioned.
I mentioned all of you.
You missed Frunk.
No, he said
No, I very much.
I think he sold Frunk out first.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
sure
was
that
the
was.
bard. I heard him with the bars.
Yeah,
a tiny wood elf.
I don't think he even mentioned the Eladrin. I think he just.
No, I mentioned
That was
the
the
Eladrin.
Well, in my mind, when you said Bard, I thought of something completely different than Frunk. I'm sorry, Frunk.
It's okay.
I think if Frunk were the first thing that came to mind when you said the word bard, Frunk would be disappointed.
pretty much.
All right. So, what do you want to do? What's the great plan to break into? It was the probably. I'm sure Jflash. You would have probably queried him a little bit on, which we'll call a J query on like what actually happens, So yeah, like he could describe like where that would probably go, which is probably right by the Citizens Gate. If it would have been an ordinary confiscation, that is certainly where it would have gone. Right? Right by the gate.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds definitely like what we will do right now.
Yeah.
All right.
We're breaking and entering. We're
Yes.
breaking, she's entering.
All right. So probably the easiest way is we'll do this as a skill challenge, just to kind of like there's really gonna be 3 parts to it. There's guards that actually are at the gate, and then there's a guard that's sort of like near the door. So there'll be you probably want to distract those folks, right? Because probably don't want to kill them.
Maybe
That's
you
not
guys
very-
could do the distracting.
Just some distracting going on, and then there's going to be some lock picking going on, and then there's going to be some quick searching in season, hopefully, going on.
Yep,
So,
yep.
I see people coming through the Citizens Gate, guards motioning as such, and then
You want to get in a fight with each other?
the classic.
Do I?
Oh,
As a distraction, you mean? Yeah, that's even better.
Now I'm sad I can't stay and watch this.
Not the loot. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
so
throw
we're-
it out.
Fake sparring.
Yeah.
All right, you guys can just roll
Little
some,
headlock and-
some slap damage if you want to. This fight goes on. Actually, though, I'm gonna say it's a performance because
yeah.
you're not
It's like-
really trying to
There
do
you
it.
go.
So
Okay.
give me a moderate performance check because these are guards supposed to stay at their posts.
18.
what-
5.
So
One of you is
that's-
performing.
I'm very convincingly beating the shit out of
Yeah, and you know what? That's fine.
May actually just beat the shit out of
Yeah, maybe that is what.
you. I'm like, move a little to the left. No! Sorry.
Just a bit outside. But it was enough, actually, to get the guards to be like, holy crap, I think they're actually fighting. At least that one guy is.
That one guy's really mad at this other guy who doesn't know what's going on.
He's like, I don't know if they know what's happening. So you see the guards like kind of move away, idle. You've got a window of opportunity.
Yes.
You rush up. It's a
Yes.
simple lock.
Is there a window?
roll
Can I
3.
see inside?
Yes, it's a little bit high, but you could actually just like kip up really quickly.
I'm just gonna misty step inside.
Oh, hello. All right. Even better. So.
That's
Yes.
1 less 3 I'm gonna roll today.
Right. All right. You're inside. You see this office. It has a whole bunch of cubbies, and there's scrolls like here and there.
Scrolls, like regular writing scrolls, or like
boring
okay,
reports,
that's fine.
like
Whatever.
5 oxen, 3
Okay.
carts. Super secret contraband is one. It's like right there. Warning: only contraband here. Yes, but if you do a quick, give me a easy investigation. This is alphabetized.
Investigation. Okay, that's 18.
That is great. Maybe it was alphabetized. So it's like, boom, right there. Like all of the information. You rifle through. You do not actually see anything that looks like what you had confiscated. Right?
Damn.
I'm sure nothing bad has happened.
I'm sure it's just misfiled.
That could very well be true. It could very well be true, right? There's action reports and things like that, but nothing probably super meaningful that you could find. Meanwhile, the guard's like, hey, stop it. Are you guys messing around? Or are you for real? Stop it. And they kind of separate you. And then a couple more guild guards coming over because, fisticuffs at the gate's not a good look, and Guild is very image conscious.
I very happily let them pull us apart, but I try to keep them engaged in conversation. Like, oh, you saw I was going to take him. You saw I was winning.
Right.
Easily.
And
what did he say about me? Hey, go find out what he said about me.
Go find out what he said about me. Hey, can you ask
Have him
him?
tell it to my face. Have him walk over here. Go tell him to have him walk over here and say it to my face.
Game of guard telephone. So what he said was, you could. So how long do you want to spend rifling around?
Oh, it doesn't sound like we've got a ton of time. I mean, how long is this taking? Like 3 minutes?
No, not even that. But
Yeah,
I would say
okay.
like several rounds.
Okay. Several rounds.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's say
Yeah.
you can probably get away with it for up to a minute, which is 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. Like honestly, 30 seconds maybe.
All right.
Because like I can't get caught now.
Right, TikTok. We did also find the elf, as it turns out. You get put into the confiscate. It's like, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna break out of this cubby. So yes, actually, you feel pretty confident it is no longer there. Maybe Jflash, though, will know what happened to it. Because he has,
That seems unlikely.
Yeah, well, I mean, why would
he knows
he
the
know?
procedure.
He's buddy with all the important people. So yeah, we'll just ask him in the morning, right? It's fine.
From outside the door, you hear, all right, now that we've cleared up this fight, I'm going back inside.
Get out of here.
Oh, speaking of which, Misty Step is only...
I only get it once per short rest.
So this is fun,
Yeah.
because you're in a fairly brightly lit room.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
closed
I'm
door.
trying to account for that, like, not waiting until the last moment to try and
Yes.
get back outside.
Yes, you feel like you've got some time with haste if you
Yeah,
wanna.
yeah. So
I'm making my way towards the
does
door.
so
Do you have to pick the lock from the
I
inside?
was
or is
hoping
it...
not. I'm hoping it's locked from the inside, and I can just,
It's unlocked, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Right?
slip out the door, unlock it, and slip out the door, and shut it neatly behind me.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh no, my gosh. Oh my gosh. So you do that, and...
Should I roll a stealth?
Yeah, you can, but I got a critical success.
1 in 20 chance.
Yes.
That is not
Yeah,
20.
no.
So this
no.
is just bad luck, which seems it's like you're like, I'm gonna dash out, and it's hi, and actually like the guard's okay, he's like, hey, and it's Tim, and he's like, hey, it's you.
It's.
Are we close enough to see this?
Yes.
Oh my god! Yeah, I remember you. I went to high school with you. Oh my god, it's been so long. Give me a hug.
All right. He's like for a second because you're so convincing, and then he's like, wait, no, like you're the forger.
What?
Hey guys. Guys, he starts shouting, like, stay right there. Hey, what were you doing in my office?
I was looking for a bathroom and the door was, I opened the door and I just...
Not gonna fly, lady. He steps back, shing, like pulls out his sword. It's like, stay right where you are.
I didn't get into a fight in my
So this is happening. But yeah, it's like, now you also feel like maybe you could do the old market escape thing. It might not have to be a battle.
Are there enough people around
Oh,
where I can kind of slip off into the
This is
crowd?
Citizens Gate, yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's,
Right?
I was
I'm
like,
just-
it's nighttime, is it quiet? But no. Okay.
No, it also, this is actually during the day. Like, this was...
Oh!
This is the next morning.
Yeah.
Daytime
So-
to night.
Oh, no,
much as
I was
I like
totally
good
imagining this
bloodletting-
was not during the daytime and
Oh,
that
no.
this was at
No,
this
no.
at the same time that this was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the day.
Yeah.
This is oh,
So
okay.
it's
Yeah,
the next
it was
day.
after the long
Okay,
rest.
okay.
Yeah. But, like I said, if you're pretty adroit, and if you disengage from Tim, who had, like, all joking aside, was a little flat-footed, not expecting an Eladrin to come out of his office door that he thought
why would he?
Right. So he was flat-footed enough that after that brief exchange, if he was like gone, you could at least have a decent shot of disappearing into the crowd.
Please roll a 1. Oh, 7.
A 7, but plus proficiency.
Yeah,
plus...
I mean, so that's still a 13.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna make it a little. Okay, so you dash away through the crowd. You don't actually shake the pursuit, but you're able to put some distance between you. But you see some of the guards at the gate storm off.
And we see this. I grab you and I say, follow my lead. I run towards the guards. I grab Tim and I say, you stay at the gate. We'll get her. And run into the crowd.
All right.
Nice.
Do you go through?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So
I say, we got this, Tim.
So, okay, first off, this is great, but give me a bluff, a persuade. Yeah, give me a
Deception?
persuade. Yeah, deception. Deception totally works.
13.
All right. Is that nomads? Do you have anything to add to that? 'Cause I'm actually just going to do it as a challenge, but it is a moderate challenge to bluff the guards.
12.
All right. But you could aid him in the bluff, right? I'm trying to bring that score up just a couple. Which I actually think you could do. I'll tell you what.
Don't try to help our plans.
My attempt there is when I'm shouting my reassurance, I'm like, Jflash already, inducted us. We're good. We're good. Jflash, just talk to Jflash.
All right. It's enough that Tim doesn't have a ton of skin in the game about this. He did his diligence. Certainly, it's egregious that you broke into the office, but he's also got a job to do. You guys book away. You don't know if the guard really totally believed you, but it was credible enough that he could be like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So he's going to go back. But you do hear the third guard as you run away go, wait, now they're friends? And scene. So, all right, you get back together, everybody. Swap some notes, Jflash.
Oh, shit, yes.
Hey, Jflash.
So, yeah, we have, there's a thing. There's a thing.
Oh, so you heard maybe about what just happened at the gate, huh?
The guards in this city are so dumb. We should rob more people before we leave.
No, we should just leave. I think leaving is of the highest order.
I mean, yeah, that sounds fine to me. I kind of want to get out of the city real fast.
What did you forge? What was this thing? Like, I had 3 floating fucking doom meddlers.
I'm sorry, you what?
Come through the door.
I'm sorry, you who?
What were they doing? I know what they were.
You do, because as an outrider, you've sometimes inter-bureau, cooperation. Yeah. They were arbiters of the Rune Academy, and also, Idol, you do know.
Oh yeah, I do.
3 arbiters of the Rune Academy.
I'm sorry.
Float into my door.
3 arbiters of the Rune
Academy. Yeah.
Oh,
and they wanted to know about you guys, so I told them.
Let's just, you know what? I slept really well, and I don't even feel like I need breakfast, so maybe we should just go now.
Arbiters of the Rune Academy know who we are.
Yeah.
We are off to a great start.
They were pretty excited. They wanted us to stop by wherever it is they hang out.
Yeah, let's absolutely not do that.
Bayward, yeah, they wanted us to stop by Bayward.
Let's avoid Bayward as much as we can.
Well, we'd have to go to Bayward if we traveled by land, DM?
So there's 2 ways you can get to Dryport. You can book passage on a ship.
Yeah.
It's expensive relative to ship passage because the only reason ships go down all the way there is to drop people off because there is no trade because Dryport is dry. Or you can go overland, which if you look at the handy map here, you'll notice that, and I realize this is a spare map relatively speaking. Oh my gosh, I don't think the chat's ever seen it. What would you guys see now? So if you go from Geld, right, and then you're traveling, there's Bayward.
Yeah, what if we just
So you can actually, right? And the Vildwalk, which is the high road, it actually cuts in. There's no other way across the Root Blood, which is the main river that goes through there, right? There is no other way really across the Root Blood than the Vildwalk. So you do actually, past Bayward, have to actually cut up Pass word over the Ghost
just-
That's all right, because we're going to
Just-
travel by sea. We already know about a ship that's available.
Good call.
Huh.
And we have a pirate.
For the low price of getting rid of Durkin.
Mm-hmm.
Can do.
So, party.
I guess I'm okay with that.
He's a pirate.
I don't understand, but I totally don't like. Why would these inquisitors be inquisiting?
No reason.
Yeah, you don't know, right?
Like, I totally don't. I'm asking. Like, I totally don't know. It was weird.
It's like asking why do paladins palad? It's just what they do.
Yeah, but why did they do it to me?
Who can say?
They wanted to know a lot about us, so I told them.
Oh, you told them, huh?
I did. Yeah.
What did you
They were
say?
super interested in you, which was interesting.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess I just, stand out a little bit.
Yeah. I guess. So.
Seriously, what did you tell them?
I don't know anything about you. I
Well,
just know that I knew your name,
Okay,
so I told them your name
okay.
and
great.
that you were a ladrin, which
Okay.
they already knew.
And that I'm traveling with
They also said you were a
With
really
you.
horrible forger.
That's just plain insulting.
All right.
Like,
well, we know not to use you to forge stuff. I
I
guess.
no, you don't understand. That's literally my job.
Right. Well, it didn't go very well with these guys.
We have bad days. Everybody has bad days. You've had bad days. I mean, look at you.
I look really good. Are
This
you
is
kidding me?
gonna be
I've got an 18 charisma.
This is going to be a
I
good
don't
day.
mean that. I mean,
That's all right. Yeah.
Friends, this is a good day, not a bad day. We get to set sail.
It's a bad day. It's a pretty bad day. But
You'll
it
cheer
could
up
be
once
fine.
you feel the fresh ocean air on your face
So they
and realize that
absolutely-
the ship underneath your feet was not paid for in any way other than blood.
Yeah, that's true. That will make me feel better.
So they do think we're coming. I told them we would show up at some point.
Okay, well,
I guess we don't
can't.
have to.
Let's
I-
not do.
they'd
No,
Make it a lie.
you shouldn't do that.
I'd be lying.
Well, you didn't lie then. You just changed your plans. It happens.
Yeah, that works. I could do that.
Idle,
Yeah.
you seem somewhat nervous about this whole thing.
Do I?
Yeah, I feel like Jflash is super open with you just a
Does
moment
anyone
ago.
know Zone of Truth?
So, I would like to know what is going on. You said you were...
The Rune Academy are scary motherfuckers.
Okay.
That's what's going
They
on.
were.
You
There was definitely some doom metal going
They're
on.
I looked at them too.
Yeah, you saw them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
It's so you said you're a forger as a job. Did you do something with them?
no, not technically.
Is there a reason why we should be worried about them?
Absolutely.
I feel like as
absolutely
a
not.
band, we should be open with each other.
Listen.
Because we're a band of adventurers. And
You guys-
as a band of adventurers, we've got your back.
You guys dragged me along.
You killed someone for
You
us.
guys, I did
I
kill
cast
someone
Charm
for you,
Person
and
on Idle.
shit.
Oh, he's busting
What do I
up.
do? Do I roll something?
Oh,
Okay,
you certainly do. It's a whiz.
A whiz.
Do
Throwing
this.
spells
A
at each
whiz
other.
save.
Nobody wins.
Ooh, so that's a 7.
We're gonna get a new die. I'm gonna get you a new die.
I think we should keep using this one.
It's the drama die. It's like totally just like.
I mean,
I'm using-
Jared also knows that all of my dice are like this.
Yes.
yeah. All right. That's fair.
It's her hands.
I have
That's
one.
the
These
real
are my
problem.
spare. I just have bad luck as a human being.
I'm with you. This is my cursed die. We'll talk about some.
All right, so
Anyway,
now what happens is that you and I are really good friends now.
Okay.
Like we've hung out for years.
Okay.
We're the best buds. It's I am the jelly, you are the peanut butter. I am the butter, you're the popcorn.
Did it actually say I am the jelly, you're the peanut
No.
butter on your phone?
No, that would be amazing. But unfortunately, no. It says that you are good friends.
Yes, like you implicitly. It's charm. You implicitly trust
Cool.
Varys.
okay.
So it's
Yeah.
my worry is totally for
Turn
you.
into a bear, and it's so cool. I love that.
I know bears are fun. You know, I can do it again for
We're
you.
totally gonna eat that guy on the roof.
And you guys held me back. So could you tell me a little bit more about these guys and your relationship?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're friends all here.
Yeah, I'll level with you. So I stole something from them. I don't know what it does, but it's evidently really powerful because it was under super strong magical surveillance.
That's
And there's a
awesome.
huge bounty on it.
Could we see it?
No, I mean,
Where is it?
it's
Oh, she's my friend. Okay. All right. So maybe on the boat we could have a look at it.
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Can we get to the boat in under an hour? This wears off.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's get to the boat.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how comfortable I am with you casting spells on the
I
other
was
members
gonna-
of the group. by
Yeah.
the
Do
way.
we all know that
She
that
seems
happened?
pretty into
He's
it.
fine. He's fine. He's totally chill. What's your problem?
It just seems a little weird to me.
What's weird?
Like it seems awkward.
I think
What's
as
weird?
friends that you and I are, we share things honestly, and she's a
Small
friend
little wood
too.
elf. This is weird.
We're friends.
Wait,
Everybody's friends
He
here.
cast a spell on her?
He did.
How long does it last?
Hey, stop.
we only
hey,
have 55
stop
minutes
leveling
to go.
accusations. No more baseless accusations. Okay.
Just so you know, if you ever cast that spell on me, 55 minutes later I will kill you with my axe.
Take it easy. He's my friend. You take it easy.
Hey,
Just hold on to that thought for like 54 more minutes.
Alright.
all right. So I hope that someone on our team will appreciate the fact that now we know what we're getting into.
Yeah, that's a small price to pay, I guess.
That was such great role playing.
Yeah.
You have inspiration. You absolutely do. That was great role playing.
I think. So let's get to the boat quickly.
Yes.
All right. It's probably going to take about 30 to 40 minutes to navigate the busy guild midday streets.
15 minutes.
And then switch back down to deep water proper, and then it's very busy during the day, of course. So you're pressing through. It's not like now when you get down to deep water, of course, there are a lot of people that weren't there that day, but there are also several people that are like, "Hey, it's the Faceless! It's their back!" Yay!" And then other people are like, "Hell are the Faceless guy with a large basket of fish? Who the hell are the Faceless?" And keeps shoving through, but yeah, you've got a little bit of notoriety. So where to?
So straight to the docks.
Straight to the Blue Gamble.
Straight to the
Yeah,
Blue
Blue
Gamble.
Gamble.
So, all right. So I need to ask you a question. Obviously, my character had a life at sea. I got a good look at the Blue Gamble. How many sailors would I need to hire to get it seaworthy? How many people would it take to run?
Is seaworthy.
Right. But like to operate it at sea, I know what I'm doing. How many more sailors do I need?
Yeah, because you do. Assuming that you go with the captain and yourself, it's a one-masted sloop, so that plus telling people what to pull, you could probably do it.
Without hiring anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you got rough seas, that might be a different story. But if you're just if you're just talking about like cruising down the coast, 2 people plus ready hands could probably do
I
that.
feel like we don't really have time to get further pirates.
Well, I figure at the docks there's people looking for work. It's like I could just toss a gold to somebody and say, "You're hired."
Yeah,
All right.
you absolutely could.
Idol said she would show us whatever it is on the boat, as long as we're just on the boat. So we could go on the boat and then just
You're not like magically compelling me to follow the word of
You're right, but you
what
said
you're saying,
you,
but-
you told us you'd show us on the boat. So I'm just saying.
I'm
at
super
sea.
dubious
Once
about
we're
all
at sea,
of this.
okay? Once we are at sea, once we have cast off.
That's when you'll feel safest.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Before.
I mean, no, I hate the water,
Oh.
but
I'm not
It will
sure
be
my
harder
wood elf
for the-
friend has ever been in the water.
It's rivers.
You're all gonna love it.
It's fine.
Just do
It's
everything I
fine.
tell you to do.
I'll
the
just
ship
drink
will
it at
sink.
worst case, right?
yay,
I mean,
sailing.
It's just salty, right? I can still drink it, so it's fine. Anyway.
Sure.
All right.
Can you turn into a fish?
Technically, actually, but
Alright,
I
then
won't
you
be
can
very
drink
effective.
this
I won't be
water.
very effective.
All right. So I'm
Can't
gonna
swim.
toss 3 gold to 3 sailors looking for work on the docks, and march them and the party. And interrupt me if at any point in this I get stopped. March them onto the Blue Gamble and just start giving orders to get it ready to set sail.
All right. It seems like that's pretty good. Now, when you get up to the Blue Gamble, Captain Darren's there.
Yep. Durkin.
Durkin, sorry. I even wrote it down.
Yeah.
I actually went back to my
Right.
notes. Captain Durkin, thank you.
As soon as I
Thank you,
see him,
party.
I say, "First mate Durkin, it's good to see you. Welcome aboard."
All right. You know 2 things. First off, he sees you, and he's surprised, maybe resigned a little bit, and then slightly alarmed. His eyes dart very quickly to the for sale sign, which is hanging off of his ship. He's like, hey, I was just taking that down. It's not for sale. And he like books over, and he's like,
That's all right because we're not buyers.
I know. Mighty slayers, indeed you are. Into the water with that. And how can I help you? I'm not selling the ship. You did for the peelers.
Yes, we understand. In 5 minutes, this ship is going to be way out there in the open water. If you are on board, we will pay you as first officer. You know this ship best. If you leave, that's fine.
Well, of course
How
I'm
you
not
leave
going
is
to
really up to you at this point.
my ship. But was that 60?
60.
Well, you are also in luck, my good dragonborn friend, because the tide is high and we could sail, as you know. That's why you're here. So the standard fare for a trip down the coast would be 30 gold pieces each. That times 5 would be 150 gold pieces, and I would be happy to do it for you.
Right, except we're going to pay you 10 gold pieces to work as my first officer on this ship, which is now mine.
He kind of like steps back. This is an interesting breed. Well, actually, quite frankly,
8
this
gold
is
pieces.
super in character with you.
6. It's not getting any better.
Right. He realizes that he's kind of caught between a rock and a hard place because he is running an illicit scam for a long time.
Yeah, I don't feel bad about like.
Right, as I say,
I'm okay with this.
he kind of looked at you,
Yeah, I was like,
you're the law, and you're like, six, like, oh,
He
no.
quit.
Right. I made my barnacle bed, and I must live it. So, all right, he's like, okay, all right. So then, 10, so that's 50 gold pieces a day.
10 gold pieces as your salary for the entire trip.
Then I get to keep the boat at the end.
No, then you can either stay on for another 10 gold for our next trip, or you can leave. Because again, my ship.
This deal's getting worse all the time.
In about 5 minutes, a very angry rogue is going to attack me as a bear, and we're going to be very violent on the boat. And you can either have the boat sink potentially.
All right, he realizes when his ship is sunk. That's funny. But so I was like, all right, then when do you want to cast off?
Now.
Oh, whoa, okay. Let's lay in for some provisions. We got a little bit, unless you can forage. Okay. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. You could probably do it. 5 minutes is going to be tough to cast off a sloop in 5 minutes.
Okay, well, we'll have a conversation.
You guys have a conversation, but the sailors, like, they know their way around the ship. You can give them pretty good directions. What do you all do in the
I've
process?
already untied us. I'm doing things that
We
look
do
like
that
I
last.
need to do.
Wait.
So, you're having this conversation, now you're out in the harbor. Everybody's like, when do I get on? He's like, now, or...
I'm not really sure how this boat stuff
What's
works.
this process?
Do I swim out?
Swim out? All right, well, that is true. Even, like, untying the boat, that's pretty cool. Should he be doing that? And then, former Captain Durkin, now First Mate Durkin, he looks happily. Okay. He's like sort of going around. Like I said, single mast sails, or a single mast sloop, so it's by your standards, it's a pretty simple craft.
Right.
All right, so you're out now into the harbor and making your way. Harbor?
In the 20 seconds before the spell goes off, could I see your knives? They look really cool.
I mean, sure. Like, yeah, they're just daggers.
Cool. So I thank you for passing both the knives
Do
to
you want
me.
to see my rapier? I have that too.
Would love,
But,
just for a moment.
Look, I get a little bit antsy when I can't defend myself, so maybe like one set at a time.
Totally. Could you take one knife and then pass me the rapier real quick? Cool. All right. Ding.
Okay.
So spells off.
Yeah.
You know 100% I just cast that.
Yes, I do.
And so I'm backing off. I'm like, all right, we're out at sea. If we start fighting,
Listen.
we're gonna sink the ship.
Can I have my stuff back, please? I will show you the thing.
I'm more worried about my life.
Don't worry about your life.
Yeah,
Give me my stuff back. And You guys probably should know what I stole because it's a big deal. And I mean, hey, maybe you can help me figure out what the fuck it does.
All right, I very calmly back the both
Thank
of them.
you.
Sure. Back off. We're just like, all right, thank you, appreciate it. We would love to see what it is.
Yeah, I get it out
I'm
of my backpack.
super interested.
You went through a lot.
It is a fist-sized metallic orb that is covered in Siren runes. It has a little bit of just a faint pulsing glow. And it has a bit of like a thrum, a vibration when you
Could I
hold
do an
it.
insight roll? Insight's one of my things.
You can. This is a very complex some doodad.
Could I
In
get?
fact, so much jerking is like, wow, holy shit, would you look at that?
Hey!
Huh?
Hey!
Oh!
Back up!
Huh?
Eyes that way!
Ah! Oh, right! Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Oh, there's the wheel. This is just the buoy. I'm over here. I'm a great sailor.
All right, so there isn't any benefit for me doing like an
This is a really high level of magic that the Siren's powered. I mean,
Should I
you
try?
all can, yeah, absolutely.
So I rolled a 5, and then insight 6 plus proficiency, so that would be like a 13, right?
What?
Oh,
Is that-
13?
What?
Is that how that works?
Your insight probably already includes your proficiency if you're trained.
Okay.
You're looking at
So that.
that, and that's already got everything baked into it.
All right, so 5 plus 6, 11.
11. Perfect. Definitely, it is a high magic thing. When you hold it, like, wow, that is, yep, confirmed.
So that's magic.
That is
Yeah.
definitely
All right.
magic.
So what is this? Like, where did you get it?
I got it from the Rune Academy, obviously.
You stole it from the Doom Metal band.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Listen,
Those dudes wanted something. They wanted you bad.
I know! Yeah!
Right. Well,
And
Yeah.
you
this
said you
seems
took
poor.
this. You said you took this because it was heavily guarded.
No, I didn't take it because any reason at all. I just, I was... Okay, so what I do, and here's the thing. I'm really good at making forgeries. I do
Except
documents.
not really.
No, it's the
Like,
the good ones people can't tell. Okay?
Wait, is this real?
This is real. I didn't make this. I can't
It's
make this.
definitely a magical
I work in
item.
paper and
I-
books
that's
and clay. I don't work in this.
So we're back to why did you take it?
right.
It looked cool, and I wanted it, and I thought maybe no one would notice if
was
I just
it?
did it. It was in the Rune Academy,
Just there.
just with a lot of their other artifacts. That was what was on the paper that I used by accident to try and make my citizenship document. Was some rubbings of some clay tablets that I was going to try and forge later to sell on the black market because that's what I do.
But now you lost those.
I
Yeah,
lost.
I'm
well,
still like, how did you
lost,
get in the
Not
Rune
exactly.
Academy?
Had confiscated. Yes.
Right.
How
Yeah.
wait, like, was this like a.
Well, you're familiar
thing?
that there's a very
There are ways
high,
in.
yeah. There's a thieves guild in Bayward that is you know this as an outrider because you like on the crime tip.
Yeah.
There's a very sophisticated thieves guild that operates in Bayward, and they are confidence people for the most part. Like they run scams, they do this all checks out. Like
Okay.
this is definitely.
All right, So are the does the Rune Academy good? Like, do they have an alignment? Like, would we want to help them?
Everybody considers the Rune Academy to be good, but the common person probably doesn't interact with them very much. It's just that, like, because the gods are bards, because this is what the bardic traditions all emanate out from that place, essentially. So, like, yeah, they're considered revered. But if you're saying, like, do we feel like we need to side with them because they're the good guys in this scenario? Not necessarily.
What kind of work do they do in the world? Like, what would be their reputation as
They
They
what
float
train-
around with fucking cloaks on and look at you weird like this.
The arbiters are like their enforcement arm or something,
Right.
but for the most part, they run the bardic colleges. Frunk actually probably did some clandestine studying at like one of the colleges there. For
So
quite
you
a while.
ripped off the Board of Education.
Right? Well,
I
but
wouldn't
also
go that far.
they collect and document songs. They're great lore keepers, like probably second only to the historians in the amount of lore that they actually have accumulated.
So I feel like I would say we should give this back. They seem very angry.
Bounty once stolen cannot simply be given back. The Rune Academy must steal it back.
Yeah,
Those
this-
are the rules.
I like this guy.
We don't even know what it is.
Ours.
We gotta
it's
find
ours.
it is ours, and we're gonna find out what it does.
How are we gonna find out what it does?
I don't know. We'll find. We'll. I mean,
This
I don't know
seems
anything
poor.
about magic.
What have you
You
tried?
guys all do
Those
magic.
dudes were scary.
Yeah, they're scary. So we just stay away from them until everything
And charming.
just, simmers down.
Right, yeah, there's the charm.
They'll get over it eventually. Everybody does.
So what we know is that they're nice enough people, and you stole from them.
I mean,
And your reason is
Nice
because it was
enough?
shiny.
I might
Everyone
add as DM a slight wrinkle too, which is that you're pretty sure this is 100% true, and this would probably gel with you, and maybe even a little bit you. At this point, whatever it is that's been stolen, maybe giving it back wouldn't just be "thank you so much, guys, no harm, no
Yeah,
foul."
I can. Like, I'm not
I
going
think
to
it might be
near
death.
the
It's like-
Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
Like, we're staying away from those guys.
If I very strongly feel that if hypothetically you guys turned me over to the Rune Academy, or in any way let them find out where I am, it's bad news.
For all of us.
Because we're associated.
Even though
And just to get out ahead of this one, we're also not giving the ship back.
You guys are all technically aiding and abetting at this point, so I wouldn't hedge your bets.
The last guy we took from with the ship, it's not his ship, so I don't really care about that part. Yes?
I'm just
You're just taking it all in. So, if meta for a moment, if the party would like to continue a little bit further, we could have a little bit.
Let's continue.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
No decision.
we
made.
have some across the ocean traveling music.
Yes.
Very nice.
Which is
As the
beautiful.
ship, as the graphic of the ship.
Yes, like going, and it is a beautiful night as you pull out like through the day and then into the evening. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening, and you sail. You're making a great time down the river, and you go past. You see Bourges up on a bluff, and you think about some of the things that you did up there, and you keep traveling further than that, and you do see Bayward. Its threat seems so diminished and gentle across all of the rolling waves.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any point at which he and I are out of sight of the others?
Well, it is a sloop with a very simple, like, cabin structure, or you could go below decks where cargo would be. That's about it. I mean, this is hugging the coast because it's not a super deep vessel at all. So then you go further, and in the early, let's say you have a nice little restive period, and in the early morning, you see like a storm gathering. It probably snuck up on you
Yeah.
in the night because you could hear it and taste it, but not quite see it. But as the light rises, you're like, whoa, we've got a storm coming hard on us.
Oh, that's not my reaction. It is joy. This is the best part of sailing.
That is the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing easy is worth doing.
Yeah. All right. And actually, on that note, I don't know, as you guys also welcome this kind of storm, the opportunity of it,
This seems fucked.
well,
To your post to unfuck it.
oh, says the guy in plate mail. No, come on.
Oh yeah, you should take that off while we're out here.
This doesn't seem right.
Technically, it's chain.
Chainmail, that's fair. That's much more
that's
buoyant.
way more buoyant.
That's a way more buoyant.
Mostly rubber. Most of the chains.
All right, so the storm does in fact. What are you gonna do? I'm not like honestly. It'd be just if you fell in the water, and the odds of that are what in a storm very small. Then you might have a trouble swimming, but whatever. We'll each. And your armor is leather. Yeah, leather. Fine.
Leather.
Yeah,
I'm
leather.
gonna
And
put
you
my
can turn-
scimitar down.
Yeah, you might even be able to turn into a fish. Frankly.
Technically, I can't turn into anything that can swim until I'm level 4.
Okay.
So I'd like to have the rule that I can turn into it, but I can't really do anything well.
All right, something to shoot for. But yeah, so basically, it's only like your armor, but you
Should I
don't have
really
to.
take the armor off?
I'm taking my chainmail off as we're having this conversation.
It's tough sometimes. With
I
that.
follow
It's like-
the funny-looking big guy.
or you could keep it on. It's so if you,
I'm not gonna keep it on.
on the plus side, the rain that's starting to drive is really cleaning out that tavern. So that's a nice thing. All right, so a little bit of sailing challenge for you. The seas get rougher. Durkin shouts out, "The seas are getting rougher!"
Yep.
It's like yeah, so
Captain Obvious.
I wish I were the captain, but first mate obvious.
First mate obvious. Sorry.
So, since I'm the only one who knows what they're doing, other than a little bit Durkin.
Oh, well, the sailors.
Oh,
that
right,
you
the sailors
hired,
are there, that's right.
Who, by the way, got an earful, just
Yeah.
FYI. Like, they were trying not to be seen, but when you were talking about all that stuff, they're like... right?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Faceless, NPCs.
We've got our roadies.
They're all involved too.
True, if they're part of your crew long term, they've
Yeah.
got loyalty, yeah.
I mean, we do need like our ship crew, like AC Black Flag style. They need to sing shanties with us.
Yeah.
And,
Yo-ho,
Yeah.
we're fantasy sailors, not pirates.
If they stick around past a session, they can have names. So that's something to look forward to.
I'm gonna persuade them at some point. Not while the rain is driving and I'm
It
scared out of my
is.
shit.
It is driving. First, the swells come in.
Am I puking? Can I puke
Yeah.
back up onto the tavern?
You can always puke voluntarily if you want to.
That's a special
So-
That's a
skill.
special skill.
Mostly what I'm trying to do is keep everything tied down, keep the sail tight, keep the wheel steady when Durkin needs help. Like, just lend my raw strength to the task where it's needed as things are getting rough.
All right, things getting rough. So give me a medium check as the ocean starts to swell, and
okay.
this is serious business, folks, because as the waves are trying to push the ship into the sea cliffs at this point, which, as you know, past Bayward are pretty severe.
So can it be strength plus my proficiency in water vehicles?
Oh, I love it. Let's do it.
That's a 17.
All right, that's a 17 against the sea itself.
Yes.
Actually, a wave hits even with your mighty strength, and the ship is driven closer to the actual shore. You're like,
This seems to be going poorly.
Oh, I'm going below deck.
It's just going starboard. We'll get it better.
now you need to
Portly. It's going portly.
have do like a process
I got it.
kind of.
I
a
didn't
thing
even have to
that,
roll.
where 3 ocean checks successful, you will be driven to the rocks. The ship will be dashed, and potentially you will all die. However, if you can get 3 positive checks before that, then you've actually succumbed, you've actually pushed the ship to safety through this thing. So, 1 for the ocean.
Can we help, like, grab the wheel to push? Or...
I climb up on a mast and just start like shouting, like sea chanting, fucking
For inspiration.
bardic inspiration.
Nice.
I'm like getting an aggressive kind of fuck the sea battle him happening for us.
Do I get to use the
Yes,
inspiration
that's
die
great.
after I see my d20, or do I roll it?
You have to roll before.
I roll
Oh,
with
that. No, I think you can say you can
Some
roll
of
it.
them, some different skills.
For now,
work
let's say you
different
can add it, because
Okay.
that's fine.
All right.
All right?
Once within the next 10 minutes, you can roll a die.
Oh.
Oh, man.
add
I'm doing it because like, I wanted
Yep.
to be all about...
Yeah.
All right,
The C won this round, guys.
so I'm rolling flat, and you're rolling with buffs.
with +7, with
All
plus
right.
5. Sorry, yeah.
So this is kind of serious, because Captain Durkin is actually like, what the hell? Or First Mate Durkin.
We remind you.
Even in the midst of the driving storm. It's a horrific scene.
If I drown, you can be captain again.
Oh, there's a plus side to that. Wait. All right. So yes, but now you
So
get.
yeah, with the inspiration, did you see if it's before or after?
It's sort of vague. It says once within the next 10 minutes, you can roll the die and add the number rolled to 1 ability check.
Okay, so I'll do it before.
Oh yeah.
All right,
do
so
it before, that is how. So it floats. Basically, when you. This is what it is, Bob.
The
When you-
creature can wait until after it rolls.
Oh, okay.
I know this.
Before deciding to use it.
Yeah. So what it is you roll. When you cast the spell, not that, but if it's a 2, then you can actually say, "Hey, you can use this."
I can use it when I see that it would make.
But
a difference.
ordinarily, it would be Frunk would roll as a casting of the spell, and then would have it.
So this says
Well, that's different.
once I give it to him, he's got the die, and it says the creature with the die can
Right.
roll the die and add the number rolled to 1 ability check. They can wait until after they roll the d20 before deciding to use the die, but must decide before the DM says whether or not the roll succeeds or fails.
Okay, so I can't see your result if I'm doing this. I can only see how well
that's a really
I
good
did.
thing. All right, this is the big moment.
All
The ocean, this final wave. It's the
this is the
Widowmaker.
one that will do it.
It's the Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Man, you suck
All
at
right,
forgeries.
21.
And he sucks at.
It's 15.
All right.
Even I'm relieved.
All right, pulling it back.
All right, first make Dragon's like, oh, by the gods.
So I still need 2 more successes before another failure, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So you've got one. The ocean has 2.
All right, adding inspiration.
Oh, what we got?
I don't know. It was a 4 until the inspiration die hit it and made it a 14. And then the inspiration die is
That was
also
really
plus 5.
inspiring.
5. Was we going to say it's a 9.
Plus my skill, so 14.
14.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh!
All right.
Okay.
All right, so this is what it comes down to.
Party, I'm very excited. That was a 7 for
Yep.
those waiting at home. I like squeal
It
when
all comes down to this.
This is it. This is it's a tie.
Inspiration is burned.
It's a tie game. The ocean and inspiration's burned. The whole 9 yards.
Crit!
Yes.
Where's the camera? Right there!
The ocean. You see a couple of waves come
I
up and go.
cleave it in half like the Red Sea.
I swear the ocean is slow clapping as you sail right between the fur.
I take off the tabard, just shake it around,
And because the
hold it over my head like it's a fucking soccer scarf.
Yeah! That is the best thing. All right,
Thanks,
so I'm relieved because, of course, that could have been really bad.
Faceless sea.
But you did actually just like, you made it through the storm, which is the best thing now. Singing and this thing, Jflash, yes! And then,
You're down below.
I'm just like clutching the potion of water breathing, waiting for something to happen.
You may have been sipping it just a little bit.
just to keep a buzz, a breath. It's just like metering. That's hilarious. Varys, where are you, by the way?
I'm I'm assuming I'm trying not to fall off the boat.
So you are actually like whereabouts? I almost went nautical in the room.
know
I don't
who
have
have
nautical
really
terms. Front
sturdy,
of
steady
boat,
feet?
middle, back.
I was hanging out with Diedrick because I wanted to help turn the wheel, but I'm very weak.
All right.
So I kept trying to get in. You're like,
Yeah,
"Ugh."
usually, wait, it's not helping. And you're like, can I go so far as to say maybe in the crow's nest? I don't know.
I'm doing everything I can to just cheer us on.
All right. Where's your passive?
I'm 16.
Your passive perception is 16, and what's your passive? I was looking for
12.
12. Well, that's good enough, actually. You on the below decks, you're making it through the storm, which is super awesome. Your crow's eye view, in any case, both of you notice that as you make your way safely away from the cliffs, there are slimy, fanged, gilled monsters that have actually affixed themselves to the side of the ship, 2 on either side, and one coming up from the back, like coming over with spears.
What the shit?
Yeah, you don't know. Maybe nobody knows.
I'm blaming Idol.
It's
Maybe.
fair, I guess.
It might be drawing things in.
Anybody have any spare paper? I can show you very quickly. I'll have a battle map by next session because we're constantly up here like, I have this. It's like very tiny paper. Thank you, Frunk. If I could give you more inspiration, I would. Feel like we double up.
Filthy with inspiration right now.
All right, bless you. So, on a
How is
regular
that
sloop.
inspiring? He brought a pad.
Oh, come on, man.
Here, wait, inspiration.
I rolled a 1 on my pencil check.
Nothing.
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 Yeah,
Who
that's
gives you
yeah.
a ripped off half
Hey.
a piece of paper after 3 inspirations? I give you a pencil that works.
Nobody loves a suck up Jflash. All right, so it goes like
not
this.
Yeah, no doubt. Guess I gotta sit on his left next time.
That's it. All right, so Jflash is up there. We're going Diedrick right there, and then we're saying that Varys, you're near
Diedrick.
yes,
Yeah.
and then Frunk, you were also kind of off to the side, right? Because you would have been like, no.
I tried to find some high ground to get a.
Chant. He was like on the he was on the
I
main
was trying
head.
to climb
just
partway
like,
up the mast,
on-
just like.
All right, on the mast is a great spot, and then Jflash is up there, and then Frunk is like kind of like, we're sailing to the shadows of the night.
That's exactly
Right, that's the very song.
Voice.
All right, and then of course,
Classic
Idol
half work.
is
Falsetto.
Yeah.
no, if you can bust that out. All right, friends. So basically, and then of course, all of chat gets to see this as well. See the dimensionality.
That is why I'm here.
The dimensionality is right.
Right.
So what we have is, I'm not disclosing. There's a horrible monster, Jflash, you see in the back of the boat because it's even in this horrible storm, and then two more coming up the side. Party, even though we're moving at the speed of drama, a little bit of drama tactics there. They're coming up. Jflash, you're actually the first person because
We are being boarded by ugly things from the sea. Dragon dude.
How are their tongues?
I can't tell from
So
here.
give me a gusto roll, which is the projection of your voice, D20 plus level.
Plus what?
Or actually, you want to do charisma? That's fine. This is
Yeah,
me. I'm
I
just
wanna do my
making
charisma.
because here's why. You're like 25 feet up in the air during a storm. You're like, you guys.
16.
Perfect. You are able to focus the power of your voice and cut through the fucking storm, the wind whipping your voice away. Your voice will not be stolen so easily.
I was just shaking my tabard because I don't have my fucking armor on.
Right.
Awesome.
If we had crashed the ship, you'd be thanking me. You can't hear me say this.
Embarrassing. And also,
My armor class is.
Try to now. Can I?
well, you can also get Idol up
18
because she would not hear that.
Gotcha.
So like your eagle eyes.
Cool. I want to take a meta moment to note that you wrote the word "died" for Diedrick in the center of the boat.
Did I?
What do you know?
Just died. Rick died.
And anyway, so yeah, I'm shouting down to. I'm like, I don't.
Can I hear?
Absolutely.
Put aside your trying to kill me for a moment and come on up.
What am I trying to kill you?
Nobody tried to kill you.
He's got a complex.
All right.
He's a tiny little smelly wood elf. He's got a complex.
I have not tried to kill you even once. What's going on?
And she tries to kill pretty much everyone she meets.
That's not true.
Random guy in bar.
That was one.
Merfolk.
Exactly one.
To battle, everyone. We roll for initiative. Oh my God.
Unfortunate.
Probably fair. Probably fair. I rolled a 1, folks. I mean, the monsters did.
4.
All right, everybody. Anybody beat a 20, or is that just salting the wound?
Something you learned.
20, 15?
15.
15. Yeah.
14.
All right, 15 is Jflash. 14 is Diedrick. Anybody beat a 10?
11.
11. All right, 11 it is. Idol. Anybody beat a 5?
7.
7. 1. Verse. And then I have to know, Frunk. I have to know. What did you roll?
4.
All right, a 4. Well, here's the good news. Probably because of your eagle-eyed scouts, the creatures go absolutely last, it would appear. Woo! So, yes. Jflash.
I have nothing from a distance standpoint.
Well, the one cool thing is you can slide down the mast like a fireman.
All right.
Right? And you've got your shirt off. So it's really like sliding down.
I didn't take my shirt off.
Oh,
I just
you
took
only
my
have my
armor.
imagination.
I just took my armor off.
Oh, it's
It's different.
DM, we
You can take your shirt off as you go down.
No.
Yeah.
The shirt is
You've got to be
staying on.
Errol Jflynn as you
Yeah.
fly down.
Yeah, I guess I'll
slide.
spend my action trying to get down there.
All right, you can absolutely do that, especially if you take your full move.
Yep.
Yes, pitching seas, wet pull, but you know what? That's okay. Like here's down, especially because gravity is your friend. By the way, the things that you see leaping over the side, suspension of disbelief. These
Wait.
The ones on the right. Okay.
these
Oh,
horrors
okay.
Yep.
come leaping out at you with like wicked trident spears in their hands. Everybody at home, if you know, don't say anything. But yes, Jflash, you go all the way down.
Yep.
Diedrick.
So I turn to Varys because he's the only person I don't have to shout through the storm to hear me, and I say, "Defend the helm with your life. The sea dwellers will scuttle the ship if they can."
Does that mean I need to hold onto the helm and keep it steady, or can I just let it go?
No,
if
Durkin will steer.
Yeah, if
Okay.
nobody, but Durkin, if nobody were to steer, you'd be like, straight
Okay,
into
so
it.
he's there, so I'm keeping Durkin
Just
alive.
keep him alive.
Cool. You're
Speaking
welcome,
of which,
Durkin.
thank you. That's even in the encounter, and I appreciate the help. That's Durkin on the wheel, keeping the ship from dashing onto the rocks.
All right, and then I will abandon that mission myself and run to this merfolk in the back. If I can reach him in a single turn.
They're not merfolk, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
I put M for
M.
monster because I was trying to throw you off my scent.
Mernsters.
You might be a Mernsters.
Yeah.
And specifically, you would know them as sea devils.
I call them all merfolk.
Yeah. That's fair.
Mer
Squishy wet
being
things.
Vandian for ocean. Yeah.
That's cool.
So if I can reach this one in a turn,
Yes,
I
absolutely.
will. And he's still climbing up?
Yes, climbing up. Now,
So-
the thing for this combat, because everybody, you have a sailor proficiency, so this is going to be in your court, but everybody is going to have to make a, one moment, folks, a DC 10 easy dex check, sailor, for proficiency.
Yep.
Or you attack at disadvantage, because this is pitching seas still, even though you're out of for the moment. So,
I can hit him from here? He's reached
you
the
can,
top?
but you need to still do your...
Okay, so I'll
even
do the dex check first.
Oh no.
All right, so I slip.
Okay.
That's a 1. Right
Off
after
he
my
goes.
20.
But if you had to roll one, this would be the time.
Yep.
So it probably because you had organized everything so quickly,
Yeah.
you rush, you see the sea devil coming up over the side. You do actually catch wrong and fall prone.
Yeah, the
onto
surf
deck.
just gets underneath me.
Yeah.
I fall.
Boom. Fortunately, probably nobody saw it but the sea devil.
Right.
Was like,
Yeah. So I'm from prone,
Yes.
just going to start hacking at him. Just
Okay.
sliding into him, axes up and swinging.
all right, do it.
So with
This is-
disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yes.
So here's the first one. That's an 8. Second one
That is a miss.
is a critical miss.
Uh,
Both would have been hits with that disadvantage.
All right, I know you have multiple axes,
Yeah.
so one axe even, you hit your hand on the side rail and it goes
Yep.
into the ocean, lost.
Yeah.
I have no more axes. Whew. You left one in a person's back who ran away long ago.
Idle.
If it's not the bottom of the ocean, I pick it up
Below
after
decks.
combat.
You have your potion in one hand, and your commitment in the
I'm just gonna put the potion, I don't know, in a pocket, easily accessible.
other. Right. When drowning, pop cork.
Yep. Get my short bow out and go up deck. Can I get on deck and still have time to attack?
You can give deck and assess, and if you have a ranged attack, you can.
Yes.
And it does sound like the battle's going well because you hear something very heavy hit the deck. Battle is. The enemies are falling
yes.
left and right.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Can I? So I do have a short bow.
Yes, you spring up and you are right about there in the hatchway, and you see directly across from you.
I
like one
will
of these
shoot
creatures.
that one.
Right. Fire at will.
Oh. Do I also need to do that deck? Was it a deck
yes.
save?
I'm sorry.
or-
Yes, it's a DC 10.
Okay.
It's a deck save.
Then I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not my attack roll. That was my deck save. That's fine.
right.
That was worse.
That was karma. That was just instant karma. That was what I deserved.
Never taunt the dice.
Never
I
look at the
earned
dice. What was it roll?
It was a 10.
All right. Well, that was with thrown daggers or
It
shoot?
was with a bow.
Okay,
Short
so-
bow.
So actually, like it is pitching, and so you're like. However, it didn't miss by as much as you think. Like whistles by the head into the ocean.
I hate the water.
Barris.
Cool. So, this is just a double check. So, I can become a spider, and I realize that, and I can be sticky, but I realize spiders hate being in the tub and would slip everywhere. So,
Yeah, this is not a spider's natural habitat.
Cool. All right. I just wanted to double check if we were going with tub spider rules. So,
Right now, if you had a way it could creepily poke its head up out of a tub, it'd give us all nightmares.
so there you go. Well, so the first thing is I'm going to do the fairy fire thing and go. But what is the distance between the merfolk? Like,
They're actually spread out.
So-
They're on either side of the boat. In
so
one of the
if I did want, because I saw on the boat that there was like a diagonal. If I could like catch two of them in a spread because I have a 20-foot spread.
You couldn't do it. I'll show you in a sec because they're basically there's one on the left side, one on the far right side, and then one all the way at the back of the boat.
Right.
I don't think a diagonal line exists.
I got a 20-foot cube, and so I was trying to see if I could fit that cube perfectly to catch 2 of them.
Maybe you could get 25 feet cube. Is that 25 feet?
Or 20 foot.
Oh, that would be difficult. By the way, that spell, does that affect your allies as well, or no?
No.
Okay, cool. I think that would be a difficult maneuver. Just keeping things real there.
Actually, as I'm reading it now, any creature in the area where this
That's
spell is cast.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, I can put it on my buddies. If I'm not
You
careful.
can make us into
Let's not do
human
that.
torture
Yeah.
targets.
Yes.
So in that
That's
case,
actually
so it sounds like there's no way for me to safely cast it on 2, or they're just out of range.
At this point, probably it's going to be difficult. It's a 20-foot cube, 10 feet.
You'd have to draw it in somehow.
Yeah.
First,
Yeah.
Cool. And that's probably all right. So I'm gonna cast it on Diedrick's person at a far enough distance because I have a 60-foot range, so that he's not in
Quickly
it.
box them out.
Luckily,
Yeah.
I laid down to get out of the way.
Cool.
You're welcome.
Did you make your DC pitching?
Right. I gotta.
DC 10 dex.
Right, so
that's
do
a D20.
Roll your d20.
20. That's good because that was a 1.
All right.
That's a 16. So
Awesome.
Yay.
So you're you got your feet under you for sure. You can cast the spell.
Cast a spell. So I cast the fairy fire on that guy, and he has to make a dexterity save. It's the one right next to Diedrick.
And that's at what? DC what?
That's
Your save DC.
That's your spell save.
Spell save DC.
It'll be 8 plus your proficiency plus your wisdom.
10 plus 4, 14.
All right, 14. Nope, he absolutely does not. He's lined up quite well with that spell.
Cool. So he gets pinged, and then I'm going to become a direwolf because they're a little bit better on their feet than the other things that I was doing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
according to this thing,
Oh, I guess that's true because 4 legs are better than 2. I mean, honestly.
my dexterity's gone up.
Yeah, right? So are you doing it on this guy? Just
No,
The back one.
okay, the back one. Got it.
And so, so I'm a dog now.
Dog, no, you're a wolf.
I'm a direwolf now.
All right, Frunk.
Oh, really?
After the fairy fire, all boom. Now, also, you see, the back one light up.
Or it's next to Diedrick's guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying, you
Okay,
see,
cool.
you see that one light up. You see that 2, you see Idol had, fired an arrow, and then there's one uncontested on the left side of the boat.
Okay. So first the dex save, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 11.
All right. That's good enough.
Close call.
Yeah, close call.
Okay, so he's just pulling up over the side of the boat right now.
Yes.
All right. So patented Frunk body blow. I'm gonna just leap off the mast and just try and put my boot out and see if I can kick him back off.
Kick him back into the ocean.
Yeah.
I like it. There's a high degree. There's a high risk, high reward maneuver.
Passes
my friend.
one dex check.
You also have inspiration.
I do have inspiration. That's true.
Can't they swim?
And
That's okay. Nope. I'm gonna inspire myself.
you're gonna inspire yourself. That's probably for the best.
Can't the merfolk swim and come back? I'm in the water. I'll just come back.
As he's sailing through midair, you're going, they can swim!
Right?
Actually, I'm going. Woo!
So what should I add to this? So
I'd say strength.
strength. Okay,
Yes.
then it's a 20.
All right, that is good enough. You and you put your your frunk into it, just boom, and you see the sea devil go solidly in its chest, and it falls back into the pitching waves. Now, it is true that they can swim. However, the ship is also going at a certain speed, and it might be a while before it catches back up. So well done.
Nice.
Sea devil dunked.
Nice.
All right, and then.
Them.
Oh, and then thems. All right, so the remaining 2.
It's Jordan Peele's next movie. Them.
All right, so that one is gone. Frunk, you were there. It's good enough, man. I'm going to get a battle mat and minis. All right, so Idol. There is the one there. They don't cruelly have to make Their dex checks just doesn't seem fair. I know. This one leaps up over the railing at you. Its maw open wide, fangs exposed. It snaps. Yes, a 13 plus 3, 16.
Oh, yep.
All right, it cracks you. Jaws clenched like a vice for 2 points of damage.
That's okay.
But then it actually comes at you with a claw as well. That's cocked. Does a 14 hit?
No.
All right, the claw, after the bite, the claw swipes and completely misses. Diedrick on the back, this one as well. He comes through, seeing you. Are you still
prone and unarmored?
Oh, no.
Okay, well, there is that. All right.
Hi, guys.
It goes for a bite.
Yep.
19?
Yeah.
And 19 is
That would have hit me with the chainmail on.
Yeah, that was advantage is a cruel thing. For 4 points of damage.
Okay.
And then it too actually falls through. Spear with 2 hands now. It cocks back. It wants to skewer you. And it thrusts the spear down cruelly at you. 13 or 14?
Hits.
Oh man. I was actually surprised by that. All right. 6 more points of damage. It sticks you, even without your armor, you still have your hard scales. It's like, crack. And you feel like the blade punch, but not quite pierce you
Nice.
as it skitters off. Top of the order again, Jflash. That's you, baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to smite something.
Oh, you got some smite going. You do.
I think,
Smite.
Yeah, we'll do some smiting. Let's see how this.
Do you have a catchphrase when you smite?
I don't actually know yet.
I don't understand why this works.
There will be something along those
There's morality
lines.
involved in this.
I'm as surprised as you.
So, I don't really understand where the divine part of the smiting comes from, but I'm just gonna smite.
Yeah, from your patron bard.
Yeah, Phala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah, that
know
yeah.
the one you should devote it to.
All right, so I need to roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I need to roll
Fauna.
advantage.
Yes. Oh. You got. Did you do your dex check?
Yeah, 0.
What?
I have a 10 dexterity.
We have 2 tanks with 0 decks. It's great.
I'm not even a
Well,
tank.
the pitching dex, you could have gone across land. I'm just saying. You wanted to do the boat.
That's not a real option.
All right, I'm sorry. That's enough. But that just means you roll at disadvantage. It doesn't mean that you can't do your thing.
All right.
So you want to do some smiting?
I will do some smiting.
Let's do some smiting.
I need another.
Smite.
I take the lowest one, right?
That's the bummer about disadvantage.
6 plus 3, so 9.
9 is unfortunately not good enough.
Yeah, there was no smiting
Oh,
to be
wait.
had today.
Oh, you've got fairy.
This is
On mine.
Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. It's like, but again, it's a pitching deck. This is not your native battlefield.
It doesn't, even if it was my native battlefield, I'd still miss. That's like, I'm not good at the fighting. That's
Nobody
not what
likes
I
a
do.
sad paladin.
I'm not a sad pal. I'm totally comfortable with my ineffectiveness in a fight. I will heal all these motherfuckers when I'm done, but during the fight, man.
And you are a dynamite recruiter, and that is a fact. Nobody
apparently.
thinks it. Diedrick!
All right, so if I wanted to stand up, is that just retrying the dex check?
You retry the dex check, but not to attack at disadvantage. I let you stand up. That's fine.
Okay, so I stand up and then I'll retry the dex check.
Yep.
It was almost a 13, but it rolled over to 5.
Yes.
So I'm still slipping.
Yes.
So I'm going to do my first axe attack as I'm sliding, trying to get my balance.
Right.
You roll with
So-
advantage.
So advantage and disadvantage cancel out. So
Oh,
these become
nice.
normal. So I'm going to roll
welcome.
both of my attacks at once.
Projecting success.
That's a 12 and a 21.
All right. The 12 and the 21 both hit.
For a total of 16 damage.
16 damage. Nice.
And then I'm going to action surge into my breath weapon. So as I'm trying to get my bearings, I'm sticking my axes in him to hold myself
That's
steady.
great.
And then I just breathe cold ice into his face.
right into its face.
So he makes a con save DC 13.
I like it. I really like it.
I feel like that's a lot
DC
harder
13.
to resist.
Tries. somehow he is able to make the con save.
The water's cold.
Yes.
Yeah. So he takes half damage from this. So it'll just be 3.
All right, 3. Well, you do see actually the rind of ice like form on its, and also your axes have taken huge chunks out of this thing.
Yeah.
It is, for all intents and purposes, almost dead.
Nice.
Idle.
Yes.
All right. So quickly, the pitching deck again is.
So that's okay. That's a 14 plus stuff.
Perfect. Yes, you've got a bead now on exactly where you need to stand.
Yay. I'm gonna shoot it again. Wait, no, it's in melee range, isn't it?
That is correct. It is.
Yeah, I will just stab with both my daggers again.
All right.
Yep. Okay, so those went in drastically different ways. One is a 25, the other is a 9.
The 25 definitely hits.
Yay.
I wish I could,
So that's
I wish I could
5
make your
damage.
things
All right,
smite.
5 damage.
Oh wait,
is
isn't Jflash next to you?
Is he? Are you
Yeah.
next to me?
Yeah, he went over to try and swing at that.
Yeah,
thing.
so you
Wait a
get
minute.
attack
The other
damage.
one's been kicked off.
Sneak attack damage!
Yeah.
Do more damage.
Hey, I can sort of help you smite.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaky smite.
One more damage.
All right.
You know what?
6 damage in
My
total.
uselessness is infecting.
Not good. Varys.
Cool. Okay, so I'll
You're a
roll.
dog.
I'm a dog, and I rolled a 3, and so I'm a slippy guy. I'm a slippy dog
All right.
because I have a 5.
And also, you smell better though. Wet dog.
That's not.
Yeah, it's a step
is that,
up.
is that a step up? All
From
right.
Wood Elf.
From tongue.
So I guess I'm actually gonna go help your thing because I want to cancel out that disadvantage with the advantage.
Yes. Yes.
So actually, I have a question about that. So I have the direwolf has the pack attack, so I get an advantage if I'm next to someone. It's on my team.
So advantage and neither advantage nor disadvantage stack. So even if you had
cancel.
3 examples
So-
of advantage and 1 disadvantage,
So
they're
they-
all gone.
Okay, because they canceled out. So does that?
No, it's
Okay.
any number of advantages and any number of disadvantages turn into normal.
Gotcha. So actually, in that case, I should probably be more helpful with this group over there because you almost killed yours, right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
That's cool. So I'm gonna. So I have a lot of speed. So I start running off. It's very slippery.
I've
right?
seen dogs on slippery decks
Right,
before. It's hilarious.
And so I just started the Tokyo Drift my way over. And then I catch and I'm charging towards their person.
Yeah.
And so, but since I get close enough to bite, and so now I have advantage because I'm amongst them. So I cancel out my slippy disadvantage.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna bite, and that's 2d6s.
Okay.
So
So
I'm
go
gonna-
ahead and attack. You made your.
You gotta roll
Yeah,
it.
You gotta roll to hit
I'm
first.
too excited.
Yes.
All right, roll the hit first.
That's what dogs do too. You're biting before you get
All
there.
right, 14 plus what?
You said 14.
Yeah.
That already hits.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
Would I
that's
add my
the one on
proficiency?
the.
It would be the wolf's attack.
Wolf's
And you
attack.
see, this is the one
Okay.
on the right side, or the.
So that would be
Yeah.
plus
The
5.
mesoplex.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
In ship language, we call it right
3.
on the ocean,
Right on the right
which is our word for the
Five.
water.
Okay. So
Yeah, ocean side. That side of the ship.
It's lovely. You should
plus 3, so that was 8. So I do 11 damage.
11
pierce,
damage.
and you have to do a DC 13 save. Otherwise, you're knocked prone.
Okay, that is first. So 11 damage is great.
Cool.
And then a DC 18.
13.
13.
18 would be insane.
I said Dex.
yeah.
All right. I solidly make it.
Cool.
I mean, the creature.
It's us against
I
you.
don't want to check. He's like, "Rah," yeah, it was like great damage. It's like you tore up its leg, but definitely it's still like, it says in its own weird, deep guttural
I
voice.
return that saying back.
And then suddenly a new connection is made.
I don't want to kill him anymore.
Frunk, you hear the barking of sea devil and dog in new.
In friendship.
Okay, so
Yes.
so what state is that guy in?
The one that Varys has just attacked?
Yeah.
Pretty messed up.
We have 2 pretty messed up
Uh,
guys.
yes, actually 2 pretty messed up dudes.
That is
And
their
then our guy
medical
who we
designation.
managed to
okay.
miss multiple times.
So
I mean, you hit him. for
this
one.
guy, like, I feel like
I
there's not even
did
really any room
2,
around
6.
him anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start marching down
Just
back
because
towards
they're both
Diedrick,
friends.
and pull out my dagger as I march his direction. I'm gonna try and peg the
I'll try to use my axis to
Monster.
turn him towards the dagger.
First is the dex.
Oh, the dex,
The pitching
right.
dex.
That's an 8.
All right, so you don't make it,
But
but
you
you
have
still
advantage.
can throw the dagger at disadvantage.
Well, you still have
So
the
this is a good thing. You see
Fairy Fire is
Yeah.
cutting that out. He still
Oh,
has
fairy
advantage from
fire.
that.
Oh,
fairy
that
fire.
cancels. Perfect.
Cancels, so we're back to normal. Just good old fashioned
Straight down the middle.
19.
19 hits.
All right.
It's just like perfect.
It's you.
Into this Haugen.
I'm trying to figure out how far away Jflash's shield is. Oh, it's not going to save me.
So that's 6 damage.
6 damage. Straight through the head, the forehead area. And it
And
falls.
I call it either grab my dagger before it falls.
All right. Perfect. Seamless. Anything else you want to grab before it falls?
And the axis.
I mean, did I get...
Yeah, it's got like a necklace. It's kind of neat.
No, I'm trying to figure out my hand situation here.
I got 2 axes.
Bite the dagger.
Axe into the
You're a
railing,
Yes.
grab the dagger,
Yeah.
push,
Right.
stow dagger, get axe.
You're a pirate.
Yeah,
Multi-faceted.
Bite the dagger.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
in your mouth.
Dagger in mouth. Good call.
It's not pirate.
Yeah, I can't turn that down. Dagger in mouth, for sure.
All right, that's Haugen also falls. Oh, gosh darn it. I mean, Sea Devil. Falls into the ocean, and then it's the Sea Devil's turn. They don't fight with any kind of fear in them, so we're gonna do this again. Now, have you been damaged?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see that it almost like a predatory creature of the deep, like it has a bloodlust, like it's like gets excited that it has a wound. So it attacks again. What is that? 10 does not hit.
Nope.
So it's fanged mouth like snaps, does good, and then with a quick spear. Oh, look at that!
Wow.
So the spear, right? Like maybe because it's been just like busted up and almost dead itself, it is not super effective. Jflash, this is your moment.
Kick it off.
Yeah.
This is it.
I
This is it. No, we've got to revive
Do your
her.
deck save.
Believe in
Oh
yourself.
shoot, that's right.
Right,
But
first I
this
try to steady myself on this deck without my armor.
Your deck save.
Well, yeah, that's a disadvantage.
okay, but that's okay. Would you like a little Frunk music? Maybe that's what's missing.
No, he's.
I've already used my.
We're running through the shadows.
I think that
of
I'm
the night.
actually pretty excited to fail this.
No, don't.
I'm consistent.
This is it. This is it.
No, 2. Yeah.
Disadvantage is a
I don't know, it was
tough,
really
tough
good.
mistress.
So mathematically, it only works out to a negative 3.5 on average,
crazy.
but it feels so
It does.
bad every time.
It feels like a lodestone.
Yeah.
I missed.
All right. Even Soja Flash, as always, a brilliant presentation.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Diedrick?
Okay, so try to steady myself.
Yes.
Crit steady.
That's perfect.
Finally got my
steady.
sea legs back.
Yes.
Can I reach them in a turn?
You
from
absolutely
there
can
to
with a 20.
Okay,
Are you kidding?
so
You finally are using your talent toes.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem before. Like now you feel
yeah,
digging into wood.
I'm just rushing in, both axes swinging out as I come by.
All right.
So that's a 16 and a 12
Both hits.
for 18 total damage.
You want to give us a little death animation?
I come in quick, both axes at the same time, straight through the neck, and then I turn to Jflash and shrug.
Make the tavern though.
You got it.
All right, yeah, you cut the creature down
Yeah.
as you have done before. You have actually fought these creatures before. Maybe that was some of the pussets that you had actually had. After that, the blood of these beasts is quickly washed off the pitching decks as the ocean keeps crashing over the side. However, eventually, you take the wheel, I assume, back from Durkin. You're able to actually conquer the swelling ocean, and it abides. And so you go back down, and you feel like, that was a heck of a milestone that you've actually been able to push through. Dryport is still far, far to the east, and you're sure that there'll probably be several more challenges on this journey before you actually arrive there. But for this day, at least, you're still alive, and you're on the ocean, and you're famed by the 9, and you've got some gold in your pocket, and that ain't bad.
But no one saw us do that, except for these 3 sailors.
These 3 sailors.
Durkin.
Durkin.
When a sailor sees something happen, it's like everyone saw it. Trust me, the system's gonna work.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good about the other thing, then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do we solve that problem?
That sounds like a problem for next session.
Yeah, the sailors can chum the water with their bodies.
We already.
Talking about my crew. How dare you?
It is a great. I'm excited to see where that goes. So yes, that's the end of the session. Well,
cool.
Awesome party.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Any wrap up thoughts? Just I'm curious if you go okay. Social.
Should we wave to everybody?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Thank you guys for watching. You guys were awesome.
I can't roll for shit.
really active chat stream. This guys. It was really nice to see you guys talking while we were playing.
Yeah, for sure. Next week Tuesday, show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll do something special. We'll play more guitar.
Yeah, more guitar, and the party is going to have more high seas adventures. That's always fun, and on the way to ancient Triport.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.